That man, he's very clever. Cloud Dance sighed low head. Examine the Dragon Qing evil, that pair of sharp and unpredictable black eyes. Long Qing's heresy and lies are justified, and he doesn't feel guilty when he looks at Yunwu. He crooked lips, evil smile way. Small thing, don't see for a while for husband to give up? Cloud Dance took a deep breath and warned himself that for the sake of Long Qingxia's weakness, he was too lazy to care with him. It's just, when they got close to the camp, they found something was wrong. The camp was empty and eerily quiet. Uncle Hu. Cloud Dance sat on the horse and yelled, empty camp. Only the sound of bonfire burning. But no one responded to her cry. The Cloud danced and smelt the smell of the air, and his face sank. Someone's been drugged. Go down first. Dragon Qing Evil Eye Sun early swept a circle around. Language falls, patted Cloud Dance's waist side. Oneself took the lead to get off animal horse. Today it's almost evening, and the light in the camp is getting dim. They walked side by side in the camp where no one could be found, back to back and silent. It seemed that they had reached a tacit understanding. It's natural to give each other back. Dragon tilts evil side ear to listen to, suddenly say to Cloud Dance. Go to tent to have a look. Yunwu didn't feel murderous. She wanted to ask what he found, but when she walked into the tent, she knew what was going on. The snoring in the tent relieved Yunwu and Long Qingxi, but also made them laugh and cry. When they lifted the curtain of the tent, they saw that all the people in the camp were stacked up and forced into the tent. Long Qingxia looked at the 1,000-layer cake-like pile of people inside. It's really not easy. They can't wake up like this. Cloud Dance carefully looked at the situation of a few people leaning on the periphery, shrugged his shoulders. The amount of overpowering drugs is very large. It should be that after we left, someone came to take them. They should have made that jade snake. Long Qingxia held his chin and speculated. Their group, the strongest is the jade snake. If the people on this side of the camp go to the rescue, it will be very difficult for them. Yunwu took out some powder of the antidote, poured some in the palm, brushed his hand, and spread the powder directly. Let's go out. They'll wake up in a minute. They left the tent and sat down in the camp, thinking about what happened today. Do you know anything about that clan? It turns out that Long Qingxia is the one who monopolizes the commerce of the 3 kingdoms. He certainly has a lot of news. Yunwu asked casually, while fiddling with the campfire with a long branch. Probably because she is good at using the fire element. For those lively Mars, Cloud Dance has a kind of inexplicable love. Long Qingxia hasn't had the feeling of physical overdraft for a long time. Today he finally experienced it. The whole person exudes sleepiness from his bones. He did not say a word, then directly pillowed Cloud Thigh to lie down, and then said, I just heard some. There are numerous sects in this continent, all kinds of them. And in the Warcraft Forest, there is also a mysterious sect that only exists in the rumor. The mysterious sect in the rumor? Smell speech. Cloud Dance pick eyebrow. Done next hand dial fire action. Tell me what's special about it? Cloud Dance asks at the same time. The hand falls on Long Qing Evil's slender and powerful neck. Want to try to see if he has the sign of fever. After I left my hand, I found that it was cool there, so I put it there all the time. Do you remember what I told you about the origin of Shangguan? Long Qingxia is like a big cat touched by the hair. He squints his eyes and is very helpful to the action of Cloud Dance. The origin of Shangguan plus the jade snake, which is not human, not snake, like a monster, a guess flashed in Yunwu's mind. Do you mean that Clanman also wants to combine with Warcraft? It can be said that, but there are also some rumors that the clan was founded by the younger generation who escaped from the Shangguan's family. Isn't there a curse? And they built this kind of clan? It's hard for Yunwu to believe such a statement. As far as she is concerned, shouldn't she hate the people who do this kind of thing all her life, and wish she could kill all these lunatics? Little thing, your mind is still a little too simple. Do you think everyone is like you and me? People have too many expectations and weaknesses. Those who are not strong enough and cannot become strong will want to find other ways to solve their own difficulties. Long Qingxia turns over and lies on his back. Yunwu's hand just touches his throat. The fragile throat bone is exposed in her hand. As long as Yunwu makes an effort, Maybe he can break his neck instantly. However, it seems that he doesn't care about it. What do you mean? Cloud Dance frowned. They want to use other people to do the experiment of combining human and warcraft, to find a way to save themselves? Yunwu's palm just feels the strong and powerful pulse of Long Qingxia. When he talks, he can share the vibration of his vocal cords. That feeling is very strange, as if with the fit of the skin, two people can also shorten the distance between each other a lot. To be honest, I don't know for my husband. I'm afraid all the news that the world knows now is just hearsay. I believe few people know the real situation except the people of that sect. However, what you say is similar to what I guess in my heart. Yunwu is lost in meditation. How many monsters like Jade Snake are there in the Warcraft forest? Little thing, what are you thinking? Are those who choose to become monsters really stronger? Yunwu asked suspiciously. She thought of Jade Snake, who could not be said to be human completely from voice to body or even temperament. If you can get a quick promotion for a while, you will be trapped in the same place in the future, and you will never be able to improve your strength again, said Long Qingxia, holding Cloud Dance on his throat hand, staring at her inexplicably asked. Little thing, you are so curious about this problem. You do not want to try it? Long Qingxia can see and feel Yunwu's desire for strength all the time. If this little thing really has this kind of thought, he must let her break it as soon as possible. Bullshit, I'm not interested in being a monster. Cloud Dance, White Dragon Qing, Evil One Eye, draw own hand back. If you want to be strong, just give it to your husband. Don't think about the cultivation methods that don't follow the right path. When Long Qingxia talks, his eyelids are slightly closed, and the light under his eyelashes is deep and difficult to understand. It seems that this topic has another meaning for him. But his emotions come and go quickly. Speaking of that, it's time for us to leave. Say Long Qing Evil affectionately rubbed on Cloud Dance's leg for a while. With eat being curd no different. Yunwu's face turned red and he almost slapped his head open. You'd better wait until your injury is healed. Yunwu thinks that Nanganji's poison has been solved, and all the human feelings she wants to return have been returned, and she doesn't want to continue to waste time here. However, Long Qingxia's physical condition is not suitable for going deep into the Warcraft forest at this time. Cloud Dance now owns strength, even 5-level Warcraft can't deal with. If meet higher-level Warcraft than this, still want to let the dragon pour evil to work hard for her. No, we'll go back to the small town outside the forest to supply some things. This time will be enough for me to rest. You can even fall off your horse. Are you sure you're okay? Dragon inclined, evil teeth, a word jump way. No matter. Well, you said it would be okay if it was okay, but before that, you'd better ride with me, lest you break your brain again, and I have to pay medical expenses and take care of you. Is this a deliberate concern? Long Qing Evil smell speech, don't know should gas or should smile. I can't remember the handsome appearance of this little thing, but I can remember these shameful things clearly. However, the heart is inexplicable, some sweet. At least, this little thing finally began to care about him in his mouth. After making a decision, Yunwu and Long Qingxia rode away on the beast horse that went to Nangongyina today. They didn't wait for others to wake up and say goodbye. It's their own business whether we can go or not. From the other direction out of the Warcraft forest, two people just entered a still lively town. It's all dark and full of stars. I blink my eyes and curiously look at the people on the ground who gather here for various reasons. Yunwu originally thought that the dragon was going to buy some necessities of life, especially food and clean water. However, he did not look at those things. Instead, he took her to a pharmacy. Before entering the door, Yunwu only had time to take a look at the sign of the pharmacy. Medicine Pavilion. The two simple characters complement each other with the name given by the owner. The young man in green standing on the outside of the counter raised his eyelids and looked at the person entering the door. He found that it was a sick man with a pale face and a skinny boy. After that, he didn't even bother to give a voice, so he leaned back to the counter to make up for his sleep. Long Qingxia didn't respond to the young man's attitude. He just went to him and asked, "Where is your manager?" Green dress, small si, wrinkly paw, still take the face of sleepy idea to stand up, have no good way. The shopkeeper is busy. You have something to say with me. Long Qingxia's eyes were slightly cold, and he said to the young man in green, "What I want to say, you can't be the master. Let your shopkeeper come out." Where did the young man in green see such a powerful man as Long Qingxia? He was sweating behind his back, just because of the Lingran sight of Long Qingxia. Just a moment. I'll invite the shopkeeper. Although the little guy in green's eyes are low, he can work outside the Warcraft forest, and he won't be so stupid that he doesn't understand anything. When he found that he seemed to have lost sight, his attitude immediately became submissive. Go ahead. Long Qingxia doesn't fall in price and entangle with this kind of boy. He doesn't talk to Yunwu until the boy in green takes their seats and pours tea for them. Little thing, you said before that you could make medicine, but you didn't cheat your husband, did you? Of course not, but I only got a few pills. If you want me to make medicine for you seriously, it may be difficult. Cloud Dance thinks that dragon's evil will come out like this. It's a good speech in the morning. Long Qingxia gracefully took a sip from the teacup and said to Yunwu, "It's okay. Some common low-level dam prescriptions can be bought here. You can even refine the medicine that you can't call your husband's life and death. It's just a common pill, of course." Cloud Dance smells speech. The bottom of my heart quietly pondered for a while. Long Qingxia said that if she still said that she couldn't make medicine, wouldn't she slap her face and tell Long Qingxia clearly that the source of the two pills was abnormal? Just as Yunwu was thinking about how to open her mouth, a discordant voice came across. Two men, unexpectedly is such disgusting relations, but also all over the world to publicize, is really not afraid to pollute other people's ears. Cloud Dance follow Prestige to go. See a beautiful woman reclining on the second floor of the railing, looked at them with disdain. Yunwu looked at the woman coldly and sneered back. In my opinion, it's a quiet person who eavesdrop on others. It's more humble. How dare you scold me, you disgusting fellow. You are looking for death. The beautiful woman bit her lower lip, stamped her foot, and jumped from the second floor. It seemed that she was determined to get into trouble. What do other people's affairs have to do with you? You are so broad-minded. Isn't there no man at home to take care of? If changed to do peacetime, regarding such person, Cloud Dance directly ignores. However, this woman seems to be a bad comer. Yunwu can't help but sneer. Just this seems to get along with Long Qingxia for a long time. And her words also gradually have a slight taste of loss. See only her that words fall. Let that woman's face all black in an instant. You disgusting thing, I need to teach you a long lesson today. For that woman put cruel words. Cloud Dance and not angry, just slightly raised the corner of the mouth. Eyes cold quietly attack. Originally thought that the woman put down the cruel words, should be the moment to start. But the truth is beautiful woman's line of sight, staring at the dragon Qing evil body. You're a big man. Don't you feel ashamed to mingle with such an ugly boy? The beautiful woman looks at Long Qingxia, but she doesn't look so disgusted when she looks at Yunwu. On the contrary, she can't tell the truth of spring. Yunwu suddenly looks at the dragon, with a joke in his eyes. After making trouble for a long time, people will not be angry until they take a fancy to the dragon. With the help of lighting, Yunwu carefully looks at the face of the dragon after it has been transformed. Except for those obsidian eyes, she didn't find any reason to make that beautiful woman jealous from the evil dragon after changing face. What a shame! As long as it is what I like, whether she is male or female, ugly or beautiful, I like it. What's your opinion? Or do you want to say that you are more worthy of my liking than she is? Dragon Qing evil glanced at that woman one eye. The corner of the mouth outline rises. The voice seems to frivolous evil spirit of say. As for whether he is a disguised confession to a woman with extremely low EQ, only he knows. However, I saw that the beautiful woman was blushed by Long Qingxia's straightforward words. I didn't expect that someone would give her no face here. You're blind, aren't you? She wanted to scold again, but she was stopped by the middle-aged man who trotted down from the second floor. Xia, what are you doing? Called the name. Xuya eyes flash a flustered, guilty turn to face the middle-aged man who is quite luxurious. The middle-aged man was also followed by the young man in green. Yunwu knew that this should be the manager of this medicine pavilion. I just don't know what's the relationship between him and this woman called Shuya. Shuya bit her lower lip and said, Dad, this man teases me. Hearing this, the middle-aged man immediately came to Long Qingxia's side with an angry look on his face. You asked the boy to call me for teasing my daughter? Shopkeeper, please ask your daughter. Don't label me casually. After all, my sweetheart is still on the stage. Long Qingxia is very tired of the manager's black and white, but he doesn't want to waste his time here. This is the most time-saving way. You mean you and. The shopkeeper's suspicious gaze sweeps back and forth between Long Qingxia and Cloud Dance. Even at this age, he is the first time to see such a high-profile man with broken sleeves. This man, shouldn't he be a liar? Yunwu kicks Dragon Qingxia under the table. This guy has to drag her into the water, so that he mistakenly thinks that she has the habit of breaking her sleeves? Long Qingxia got a kick, but his face remained unchanged. Su Rong continued to press the shopkeeper. Your daughter just now also scolded us for disgusting. Is that what the shopkeeper did when he opened the door to do business? Shuya saw the shopkeeper's hesitation and said in a high voice, Dad, don't listen to his nonsense, it's clear that he teases me. Well, shut up. The shopkeeper couldn't figure out a clue and didn't get hold of others, so he had to scold his daughter. After all, he knows very well that this daughter is usually indulgent and dares to tease her man in the shop. 9 times out of 10, she will be ordered to clean up. How can we wait for him to show up and help her do justice? Even her father said this, so Shuya had to take out Yunwu's eyes and stomp back to the second floor. The shopkeeper looked at Shuya's back anxiously and sighed helplessly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of your relationship with the little girl. My little friend said. If you want to see me, I don't know why. Long Qingxia has no intention of entanglement. He takes out a silver note from the space ring and pats it on the table. He says to the shopkeeper, I want to buy some herbs with you, and I also need some pills. The shopkeeper's face brightened a lot when he saw the banknote, but he didn't pick it up directly. Can you provide me with the specific names of herbs and danfang? I dare not boast that I have everything in this medicine pavilion, but I can still find many things. He has been doing business here for a long time. He knows that money is easy to earn here, but he knows that he can't earn some money. Long Qingxia looks at Yunwu with a smile. His voice is especially intimate and asks her questions. Little thing, although you haven't refined some low-level pills, you should know some commonly used herbs. Just make a list and buy it for you to play with. The sound of the shopkeeper and the young man in green being spoiled by the dragon's evil spirit makes them feel like they have goosebumps. They all look sad. They watch him and Cloud Dance. The man's sleeve is broken. Is his head broken? Don't spoil the charming beauty, but fall in love with such an ordinary skinny young man? Cloud Dance in front of the outsider face not red, breathless way. First by Danfang. Herbs are in accordance with the Danfang on the buy. How can I have so much leisure? If I have nothing to do, I will refine some low-level pills. Just look at the posture. People who don't know are really easily frightened by her. Can you refine medicine? There are indeed prescriptions for sale in our medicine pavilion, but the rule of the medicine pavilion is to only sell the prescriptions to the pharmacists. What's more, what level of pharmacist, what level of damn prescription to buy? Some of the shopkeeper didn't believe it and looked at Yunwu. Did the young man want this young man just because he took a fancy to the young man's ability of refining medicine? How can't understand broken sleeve shopkeeper, finally in the heart to find a reasonable reason. Yunwu didn't expect to have so much trouble buying a danfang. She took a look at the dragon and understood one thing in the other's leisurely manner. Is this guy bringing her here on purpose to test whether she can make medicine? Thinking of this, Yunwu felt very uncomfortable. Previously, he said that he trusted her. In a twinkling of an eye, he tested her like this. What does Long Qingxia mean? Little thing, you still have refined pills. Let the shopkeeper have a look. Long Qingxia is afraid that it is not chaotic enough. He is still urging Yunwu. Cloud Dance stood up hard way. My pill is not for you to eat it, you spit it out to the shopkeeper to see? Finish saying, also ignore dragon to poor evil, lift a step to want to walk outside. The shopkeeper was confused by them. Didn't these two guys come to tease him on purpose? Seeing that he made people anxious, Long Qingxia rushed to catch up, hugged Yunwu's waist, and attached it to her ear, explaining it in a good voice. Little thing, you misunderstood me as husband again, didn't you? We are going into the Warcraft forest. This time is quite different from the last time. Since you can refine medicine, of course, you can make it yourself. Cloud Dance suspiciously looks at the dragon to pour evil. Does not let go every inch expression on his face. However, I don't know if it was Long Qing who told the truth, or his acting skills were so good that Yunwu couldn't find a suspicious place. Is it true that she is oversensitive? Little thing, you can't do it easily now. Your strength is not enough. If you don't make more preparations, what should you do when something happens? Yunwu is held in his arms by Dragon Qingxia. The embrace behind him is always hot. Now his temperature is frighteningly low. If you cheat me, I'll bury you in the Warcraft forest and fertilize those big trees. Even Yunwu herself can't understand why. She has to be soft-hearted to this guy who is always teasing her. Dragon Qingxia takes Yunwu back and sits down. In the angle that Yunwu can't see, there is dim light in his eyes. Cloud Dance's attitude is so excited, which has confirmed his conjecture. He had been doubting that Yunwu could not make those pills quietly. However, since Yunwu entered the Warcraft forest, he didn't separate from him, and he didn't feel anyone following him. From whom did she get her pills? I said you too, can you refine medicine or not? Can you buy a prescription or not? Maybe give me a definite answer? The shopkeeper looked at their two men's greasy and crooked appearance, but he was also a little impatient. Danfeng naturally wants it. Long Qingxia took out a piece of white paper with light gold wavy pattern from the space ring, and stretched out his hand to the boy. The little boy in green immediately took the pen and ink for him. Long Qingxia wrote a whole piece of writing paper, and put it on the table with another silver note. It doesn't matter if there are any other Danfeng, but there must be the last Danfeng. The shopkeeper took it over and had a look, and suddenly he had a bitter face. I have this Danfeng, but I'm afraid it's not very good to sell it to you. Dragon Qing evil pick eyebrow to ask. Have goods but don't sell, this is why. To tell you the truth, my daughter, Xueya, has the one you asked for. She once said that only those who make more than her can buy this prescription. There is something unexpected about Yunwu. Xueya, who is not so powerful, turns out to be a rare pharmacist. No wonder she is so arrogant. She really has some capital. In fact, this Danfeng is my wife's dowry, so I can't decide to let her sell it. The shopkeeper talked a little. Long Qingxia looks at Yunwu and doesn't say anything, but he looks forward to it, so naturally he has a clear attitude. As long as you take out a pill with a higher level than Ling Yuan's refined pill. Is that okay? Yunwu is also interested in the necessary Danfeng of Dragon's evil power. He thinks that maybe Hayo can refine it, so he also wants the Danfeng. The shopkeeper shook his head and said, that's no good. You have to compete with my daughter face to face. This is also to prevent someone from cheating secretly for this Danfeng. Let me think about it. Cloud Dance frowns and talks with the Black Pride in the Chaos Hall. Hayo, can you make me pretend to be a pharmacist? No, you can't even mix herbs. How can you refine herbs? Do you have any way for me to win that Xia? I want Danfeng in her hand. What's rare about those low-level Danfeng? If you want Danfeng, I'll write you 180. Cloud Dance pretends to be distressed, and holds her forehead to hide her impulse to roll her eyes. Can't I be curious? In the end, there is no way, not to say I use the contract. Yes, you just need to suppress her with mental power. If she doesn't agree, you will suppress her with fire element. I don't think she's a good pharmacist. That should be enough. Yunwu realized that without violence, sometimes she can't communicate with Hayo. Yes, but refining medicine is too slow. The shopkeeper invited Ling Yuan down. I have a faster way to compare with her. With the Black Proud ticket, Cloud Dance also has the confidence. The shopkeeper looked at Yunwu a few more eyes, but he didn't believe that she could beat Xueya in refining medicine. There was a ping-ping sound from upstairs. Yunwu and Long Qingxia looked at each other, and felt that it was Xueya who was losing her temper. After a long time, Xueya slowly followed the shopkeeper. Yunwu noticed that the father and daughter were really strange. It seems that the father is giving orders to her daughter, but when she goes downstairs, the shopkeeper often looks back and pays attention to Shuya. She looks cautious and confused. When things go wrong, there will be demons. Yunwu is always cautious and will not ignore these details. However, before other things appear, even if there is doubt in my heart, I will remain silent. Shuya said sarcastically to Yunwu. You said you would compete with me, but you didn't compete with me in alchemy. Are you afraid? The shopkeeper advised after Shuya. Shuya, don't talk to the guests like this. Shuya was not happy, but she put up with it. Just have begun to pay attention to the strange father and daughter of Cloud Dance, but noticed that the shopkeeper and Shuya after obedience, but some cramped. It's more like a person of low status is forced to reprimand his master. Yunwu is full of doubts. Instead of talking with Shuya, she looks directly into Shuya's eyes. In the two eyes on the second, Shuya's eyes hide, and her performance of indulgence is absolutely different from the cold. Let Cloud dance all over the hair up. Without any hesitation, Yunwu immediately rolled toward Shuya with strong spirit. What do you do? Shuya didn't expect that the Cloud dance suddenly came out. When she couldn't cope with it, she was directly shocked by the spirit of Cloud dance, which made her brain burst with pain. But obviously, she was not a layman who did not know how to use her mental power. She immediately mobilized all her mental power and tried to fight back. Unfortunately, as a contract master, Yunwu's spiritual power is absolutely oppressive to most people who are weaker than her. Instead of fighting back, Shuya was crushed by a more powerful second wave. Her legs softened and she fell to the ground. The pain caused by direct mental pressure is far from a one-time trauma. With her head in her arms, she convulsed painfully on the ground, and her mouth kept exhaling, as if it was difficult to breathe. What are you trying to do? The shopkeeper saw that Shuya didn't even have the ability to fight back, so he fell down. He was as scared as gold paper. He was so fierce that he asked questions to Yunwu. Little thing, you have sharp eyes. You can see who you should deal with first. Long Qingxia saw such a good play, put down the cup in his hand and applauded Yunwu. Cloud Dance kicked him from under the table again. It seems that the man clearly knows that the shop has something fishy, but he didn't tell her? No wonder he went all the way to the medicine pavilion. People who knew nothing about pills could write so many names of pills. Not to mention, there are names that have to be named. Long Qingxia winked at the Cloud Dance and said, Don't be angry, little thing. This is the first level of the cultivation test. Cloud Dance is too lazy to bother with him. He directly asks the shopkeeper, What's the matter with this shop? The shopkeeper, shivering, looked at the still rolling Shuya, with sweat all over her face. He hesitated to speak, but he was afraid of something. Thick lips open and close, never make a sound. It looks like a fish was fished out of the water. I'm going to die of being out of water in the next second. Long Qingxia looks around and waves to the little guy in green who is so scared that he has to pee his pants. You come here, the shopkeeper won't say it, you say it for him. As soon as his legs softened, Putong fell on his knees, kowtowing and begging for mercy. Child master, no ancestor, I don't know anything. Yunwu grabs the teacup and smashes it on the ground. The sound of broken porcelain is as frightening as the sound of broken human bones in the ears of the shopkeeper and the boy. The young man in green was so frightened that he screamed and kowtowed even more. I said everything, don't kill me. The shopkeeper can't bear it. I'm afraid that when Yunwu looks at him later, he'll be like Shuya. He doesn't even have the strength to fight back. He can only roll all over the ground. That's right. If we go on the road earlier, we'll save time. Long Qingxia is satisfied with a smile and kicks the shopkeeper's shaking knee with his toes. The shopkeeper can't support himself and kneels on the ground. The voice that his knees buckle to the stone ground is especially loud. Yunwu looks at the shopkeeper whose face is twisted, and he doesn't dare to say anything. He has nothing to say about the evil taste of dragon. We are members of the Beast Gate. We have always opened a shop here as a cover. In fact, we are serving as a reception point, ready to meet the same gate at any time. What else? The dragon asked. In addition, We usually cheat some talented but not very strong people here to join the beast gate. The shopkeeper is very afraid of the dragon with a smiling face. The man gives him a sense of danger. The boy is still cold-faced, but the man may kill him with a smile at any time. After listening to Cloud dance, his brows wrinkled tightly, and he was disgusted with the bottom of his heart. It's not enough to be an adult by oneself, and it's also necessary for others to suffer together. These people are psychopaths at all. Why did she take the initiative to pick on us? This is what Cloud dance hasn't figured out until now. Such a bright beauty. Why do you want to put on the appearance of Spring Surge to the dragon after the change of face? She has such a problem that she likes young hunters very much. We don't know why. The shopkeeper took a sneak look at Long Qingxia and told the truth bitterly. Such a strange hobby. Cloud dance is speechless. Cloud dance thought about it and asked the shopkeeper, "You are from the Beast Gate, but why do you and Shuya look like ordinary people?" The rank of the 10,000 Beast sect is strict. If you want to change your constitution, you need to make more contributions to the sect. How much contribution? Cloud dance complexion cold looking at shopkeeper and pain fainted in the past of Shuya. Explained for him. Is to do enough hurtful things. The shopkeeper didn't dare to reply, and didn't dare to answer. He just lowered his head. In order to avoid killing the shopkeeper in the next second, Yunwu turns to ask about the plan of Long Qingxia coming here. It's going to be a test, it's going to be a test, it's going to be a question. Now you're going to tell me what's going on today? Long Qingxia looked at the shopkeeper kneeling on the ground, distracted and said, "I exchanged a condition with others. He helped me with one thing, and I helped him with one. It's a flash. That's why you had to go to Nanganji before, right?" Dragon Qing Evil surprised to see Cloud dance one eye, intentionally praise away. Become clever. Now can you tell me what terms you exchanged with that man? I can warn you that if you don't tell me in advance, I won't go into Warcraft Forest with you. Cloud dance is the first to put down the words. With the dragon's current physical condition, want to go to Warcraft Forest alone, there will be a lot of inconvenience. Of course, if he didn't say it, she couldn't help him. You little thing, you are the best one to be a husband. The dragon was angry at his heresy, but the smile on his face was always bright. Cloud dance can talk with him in this way. It seems that they are very close to each other, and he likes it very much. Long Qingxia pretended to be helpless and said, "Well, I actually went to make an exchange with Shangguan. He used his eyes to help me find someone, while I went to that sect and destroyed the taboos hidden in it. So the rumors you said before have actually been confirmed by the Shangguan?" Yunwu found that it was only a short half-night, and the dragon had cheated her so much. Well, don't be angry with me. You didn't even know that I had a secret exchange with Shangguan before. Could you try your eyesight again? Is it just a reason? This man has always said that he wants her trust, but when can he not keep her? Cloud dance calm face staring at Dragon Qing Evil. This person is clearly playing her addictive. Now want to follow him to improve strength, is to give him a perfect excuse. A little thing, my head is so dizzy. Let me have a rest. Seeing that it was not easy to use, Long Qingxia came to Yunwu spontaneously. After taking 2 deep breaths, he looked weak and overworked. Yunwu took a breath, and his impulse to go out of the door was irresistible. But feel close to their own skin sweat, through the cool air, Cloud dance and can't go down. There is no place to spread gas. Cloud dance turned to look at the wary shopkeeper. You have prescriptions and medicines in this shop, don't you? The shopkeeper nodded desperately and said, "Yes, usually I'm still doing business. I'll get you what you want. Do you think all the damn prescriptions and herbs are worth your life?" "Yes, of course. Thank you for not killing me." The shopkeeper was so happy that he burst into tears and kowtowed. He almost didn't say that he was really burning incense. Cloud dance points to Snow elegant, low cold way. "Tie up that woman, then take me to storehouse." The shopkeeper was ordered. At the beginning, he was a little afraid when he started to fight against Shuya, but found that Snow really pain fainted in the past. There is no resistance ability, his courage also big up. Cloud dance also saw that the shopkeeper's hands and feet were not very regular, and wiped some oil on Shuya. eyebrows slightly wrinkled, but that's all. Compared with the treasure house in the palace before Yunwu, the storehouse of Yaoga is really not enough to see. However, the amount of herbs and basic damfong is still enough. When Yunwu finished searching the warehouse of the medicine pavilion, the shopkeeper was sober in order to save his life. Yunwu suddenly popped a pill into his mouth. What's that? The shopkeeper's face changed greatly. The first reaction is to stretch out your hand to pick your throat and try to spit out the pills. But after vomiting for a long time, there was nothing. Cloud Dance reminds away. Don't waste effort. This takes life Dan entrance, namely melt. You want to vomit out, unless cut off your stomach. As soon as the shopkeeper heard this, his legs softened. He was so scared that his 3 souls went up to heaven and his 7 spirits came out of his body. He was empty. My ancestors, didn't you just say to beat me? Just let me go as a fart. Try to maintain normal contact with the beast gate, and don't let them suspect you. If you do well, I'll give you the antidote when we get out of Warcraft Forest. Cloud Dance looked at the middle-aged man's ugly appearance of kneeling to beg for mercy. His eyes were cold as a blade, with a strong sense of killing. Yes, the villain must do it well. Just that Shuya is higher than me in the clan. I'm afraid that she will have an accident when she wakes up. Shopkeeper's true feelings will account for the current situation again. Hope Cloud Dance can give him a solution. However, if Cloud Dance will consider for him, it is not Cloud Dance. I can't do this little thing well. Do you want an antidote? The shopkeeper was so anxious that his eyes were red. He thought about it and finally had an idea. Ancestors, otherwise your life-taking pill. Also feed one to Shuya. At that time, I dare not make fun of her own life. No, just that one. Do you think the lethal pill is easy to refine? You can't do it. Just tie Shuya up. She can't have refined the medicine of Sangong. Just feed her a few, and it will be solved? Yes, that's what the villain did. Seeing off Yunwu and Longqingxi, the manager of Yaoga has a heart full of ups and downs. He was afraid of the lethal pill, and he was afraid of being discovered by the people of the beast sect. There was a dead end on both sides. After weighing it for a long time, he finally stomped back to the medicine pavilion. Everyone who betrays the beast gate will surely die. If we let the beast gate know what he just did, I'm afraid at least, at present, this lethal pill still has medicine to solve. One is dead, the other seems to be alive. He'll do it. However, before that, I'd better find a doctor to see if the lethal pill he swallowed is real. Deep in the northern Warcraft Forest, a gray figure quickly returns from the outside of the cave and goes straight to the old man in the cave. Master, that smelly boy suddenly went towards the direction of Warcraft Forest in the south. It seems that he sensed his master. Do you want to chase him? No Trace asked respectfully to the old man in the process of closing his eyes. In fact, he wanted to follow them. In that case, he should be able to find the culprit who stole their 7 immortals. However, he could have no fear in other places, except the Warcraft Forest in the south. Finally, after thinking about it, Wuxia came back to ask his master's advice. Southern Warcraft Forest? The old man closed his eyes and opened them slowly. It seemed that there was a distant undercurrent in his dark eyes of deep wisdom. The forest in the south is the old man's territory. As my apprentice, you really shouldn't break in without permission. No Trace smell speech, although in the heart understand. However, he was very unwilling. But master, what about our 7 immortals? Is that how to let go of the man who stole our fairy fruit? Moreover, some time ago, that stink made trouble for him and ate a lot of precious herbal fruits. He hasn't found anyone to account for this. If you just let it go, I really don't feel reconciled and suffer too much. The old man didn't speak. He seemed to ponder for a while. Finally, the body sitting on the rock slowly stood up, old voice light way. Okay, this matter, or I have to go personally, you stay at home. Yes, master. No Trace even want to follow, but the master's orders are not allowed to be disobeyed. On the way into the Warcraft Forest, Longqingxia finally couldn't help but ask the curious Cloud Dance. What you just gave the shopkeeper to eat is really a lethal pill. Cloud Dance mouth corner smile yang yang. False sugar pill, I originally intended to use to coax Red Ling. In fact, It was a kind of chronic poison that she developed by hand with modern pills. It's not fatal. However, the user, but there will be muscle chaos, a toxic pulse in the body. If you want to fool the shopkeeper, you have to have some small means. Otherwise, it's hard to guarantee that when she goes, he will do something small. Of course, Long Qingxia didn't ask carefully. Yunwu didn't explain it carefully. This kind of running all night is obviously not what Dragon Qingxia can bear. Soon after they entered the Warcraft forest, Yunwu found that Long Qingxia's clothes were almost soaked by his cold sweat. Yunwu found a leeward cave, and went to find some dry wood to come back, and made a warm fire. Let's have a rest here tonight. I'll just check your body for you. Although you've carried the medicine, you'd better be careful. Long Qingxia leans on the luxurious carpet, and looks at the clouds dancing busily. His face, which is always wearing a mask-like smile, is a little softer. I'll make do with my meal recently. Anyway, I'll be hungry for a long time. Without the outstanding cooking skills of Coco, plus Cloud Dance is not at ease to leave the dragon alone. Dinner can only be turned out since entering the Warcraft forest. No longer use big fruit pills to satisfy hunger. Whatever you eat for your husband is delicious with your company. Long Qingxia threw a big shurgua pill into his mouth like a sugar bean. He didn't care about what he ate. Yunwu threw the medicine bottle back into the space bracelet and said to the dragon, "Give me your hand and I'll feel your pulse." The warm fire reflected on Yunwu's side face. Looking at the young man's face, the dragon suddenly reached out to remove Yunwu's face. "What are you doing?" The white cheeks, like Lanziu, are shining a little charming red halo by the firelight, such as a pair of pale purple eyes under the eyebrows of Yuanshan Handai. The woman in front of her is like the most attractive datura. Even if she falls into hell forever, she never wants to let go. Dragon Qing Evil said nothing, but with his thumb gently rubbed the clouds of red lips. The petal-like touch people can't put it down. Just when Yunwu wants to clap the frivolous hand of Long Qingxia, he suddenly stares at Yunwu deeply. "Little thing, why do you accompany me to Warcraft Forest?" Cloud Dance retreated and naturally said, "It's not what you said. Can you help me become stronger?" In fact, what is the reason? Maybe she doesn't even know. However, she is not used to showing the feminine side in front of men. "Oh, how can I say hello to my husband?" Dragon Qing Evil interest full of watching Cloud Dance, black eyes smile, is very happy. "What are you trying to say? Isn't it that I'm not suffering anymore and I have the strength to beat up again?" Yunwu was puzzled by the dragon's evil smile. And somehow in the past, I saw a smile that didn't matter, but tonight Yunwu didn't want to look at him. Long Qingxia's mouth was even higher, but he said, "Well, I have to rely on you to survive for a month. How dare I provoke you, such a bad-tempered little thing." Smell speech. Cloud Dance helpless very want to throw him a white eye, no good airway. "Give me your hand." Long Qingxia grinned and handed her the hand. Yunwu begins to feel the pulse of Dragon Qingxia. She presses down the strange feeling at the bottom of her heart and restores her former indifference. She couldn't see how much better his soul damage was. So we can only let Hyo a little bit of black fog from the fingertips of Cloud Dance quietly out. Black AO along the pulse of Cloud Dance, checking the condition of Dragon Qingxia. Soon, Cloud Dance relaxed a little face, to the dragon-inclined evil way. The origin began to recover, the soul is still a little weak, maybe you before forced to start the relationship. So how soon can I do it myself? After a month, you can't have less than 1 day, unless you want to be a loser. Yunwu understood that he was anxious to find the beast gate. But now in this situation, if you really go, who can tell whether you are going to find someone to settle accounts or send someone to practice? Little thing, you are really more and more like a housekeeper. Long Qingxia stretched out his hand and squeezed it on Cloud Dancing and slippery cheek. I have to say that this face is more attractive than the recent appearance of Cloud Dance. To this man from time to time freezes. The Cloud Dance indicated that already did not bother to bird him. Long night. Outside the cave from time to time came the cry of Warcraft. 1 day and 1 night did not rest a moment of 2 people, finally can have a good rest. However, such a good time is always short. The next morning before dawn, Yunwu was called by the dragon. Little thing, get up, your special training is about to start. Cloud dance even when sleeping, also keep vigilance, very shallow sleep. With such a cry, she opened her eyes without hesitation. Yunwu's eyes are clear looking at the dragon, giving people the illusion that she hasn't really fallen asleep all night. Cloud dance blinked, thoroughly fresh, to Dragon Qing Evil asked. Say you want to give me special training content is what? This man, from the beginning of the big guarantee, can let her break through the 8 levels above. I really don't know where he came from self-confidence. You know, in the normal training period, a person's strength to promote need to go through a long period of training, even by years of accumulation. This is not a breakthrough. Dragon Qing Xie was very leisurely and said, today go and kill 5 4th level Warcraft. As long as it's 4th level, no matter what kind. To tell you the truth, after hearing this, Yunwu suddenly had a doubt whether the man was kicked in the head. Any 5 4th order Warcraft? It's as easy as chopping a cabbage with a knife. Long Qingxia, are you sure you're not kidding? Cloud dance hands embrace chest, evil purple eyes pan with streamer staring at him. Long Qingxia greets her, and the evil radiance of her mouth outlines her. However, the smile at the bottom of the eyes was restrained, and the voice hardly said to Yunwu seriously. If it really can't hold, of course I won't force you to continue, but you should try your best and adapt to such a battle as soon as possible. It's just the first step. There's more to come. Smell speech, Cloud dance eyebrow picked. Just hunt Warcraft? Yunwu always feels that this is not as simple as that. Of course not. At the same time, the evil smile overflowed, and his sharp and deep black eyes were slightly narrowed at this time, which made Yunwu think of the same cunning animal, fox. Long Qingxia explained to Yunwu. From today on you can't use weapons, you must fight with the 4th level Warcraft unarmed. What's more, in addition to the fire element in your body, bring out the other elements and let them cooperate with each other. Warcraft also has its own attributes. If you can use the attributes to restrain them, you will have the best opportunity. Cloud dance listened to Dragon Qing Evil finish these, but the heart is a move. You know, since she absorbed the 7 color fruit and got the power of 7 elements, she didn't really use it several times. What's more, they are used in coordination with each other. This can't help but make Yunwu feel feasible. However, unarmed can't use weapons, and she's most familiar with the way of fighting is to kill 5 4th order Warcraft. It's not a little bit difficult. I don't know if I can guess what Yunwu was thinking at this time. But little thing, you've met a lot of opportunities before, and it's smooth for you to improve your strength, but you have to know that you can't always rely on opportunities to improve. What's more, you can't really give full play to your inner strength without actual training. Long Qingxia said it clearly. In the face of such a different dragon, Yunwu suddenly felt that he was quiet with him. In fact, how could Yunwu not understand that this was just the same situation when the organization threw her and a group of people into the mouse and jungle, fought with each other and stepped out of the body? What's more, it's true that Long Qing's heresy is true. Since she came to this strange world, her way of upgrading has been so smooth that she has reached the peak of the 7th level. In fact, she hasn't even practiced much. Well, I see. Well behaved, how can Wei Fu harm you? Long Qingxia nodded with satisfaction, but then suddenly bent forward, the action quickly in her ear tip sneak attack kiss. Cloud dance really is, very instinctive reflexive raised his hand, a will-he to push away, but forget Long Qingxia is not in good health at present. Dong. The sound of someone's head hitting the ground is dull. Fortunately, the carpet was laid in advance when he went to bed last night. Otherwise, I'm afraid there will be a bloody morning. A man's mood at this time is embarrassing. Cloud dance in quite stiff backhand of moment. Can't help but closed his eyes, asked him. Are you all right? This really can't blame him, he talked well, said it, but suddenly attacked like kiss her. I can't blame her, little thing. When can you change your habit of murdering your husband? Long Qingxia covers his forehead and sits up. His teeth itch at the cloud dance. If it's not for the wrong time, the wrong place, or even the wrong physical condition, he really wants to teach this little thing a good lesson, so as to inspire his husband. Cloud dance smells speech, also quite not to be outdone way. You this mouth cheap, see what all want to know of the fault, how not to change. This little thing, really Dragon Qing evil heart a burst of helpless, but some dark cool. You know, if it was before, how could this little woman talk back to him like this and throw a silver needle at him? But then, Long Qingxia looked at the sky outside and said to Yunwu, "Okay, you should go to train quickly. I'm not poisoned by those 2 pills. It's not worth it to make you angry at last." When the man is in better health, his mouth is cheap again. Cloud Dance is also lazy to grind G with the man here. Okay, then you are a little more careful. With that, Yunwu got up neatly and left. However, just out of the cave, but suddenly think of something like consciousness moves. In the Hall of Chaos, Hayo was reading a book to pass the time, and a voice from outside the sky came to his ears. "Hayo, wake up Hongling and send them to me." "What's the matter?" Hayo was surprised. He thought he was in danger. Was it the Beast Gate they said last night? In general, Black Pride has no intention to care about things outside, so it automatically blocks the contact with the outside world. Nothing happened. I just want to leave the cave and leave Hongling and Xiahongsh here to protect the dragon. Black Ao's hand with the book unconsciously tightened. A dark current flashed across the bottom of his scarlet eyes, and the paper with white characters on the black background suddenly turned into a mass of black smoke under his grasp. Silence. Okay, I'll send them out. There was a faint angry voice. Yunwu only felt a flash of red light in front of her eyes. In a twinkling of an eye, the sleeping Hongling appeared in front of her. And the little red snake, also in hibernation, is hanging on the branches and leaves on one side of Hongling. After sleeping for a long time, it is very listless. "Master?" Hongling tilted a huge bud, confused to the cloud stood for a while. As if the head into a paste, do not know who is in front of. A cold wind came, and it suddenly perked up. "Master! Master!" Master Hongling was so excited that she would jump to Yunwu. "Don't rush. I have something to tell you." Yunwu frowned at Hongling's drooling mouth and pushed it away decisively. Seeing that Hongling didn't succeed, she twisted her pedestal and said, "Master, I seem to have been sleeping for a long time and my head hurts." "Well, I've brought you out to breathe. What's more, you don't need to do any hard work today. Just wait for me to come back in the cave." Yunwu coaxes Hongling like a child. By the way, he turns Hongling around and stands in front of the cave. "Really?" Red Ling excited to swallow saliva, to Cloud Dance to ask away. "Master, that have a thing to eat for me?" "I'm so hungry for a moment." Yunwu felt the black line on her forehead. What is she raising? Or a helper? This mouth closed, is to eat, hungry alas. Yunwu sighed silently, but still took out Dashigu pill from the space. Just wanted to pour a few to Hongling, but thought about it and took it back. "Hongling, I want to go out for a while. When I'm away, you can protect the people inside. If you behave well, I'll let him give you something to eat. How about that?" "No. Master, if you don't want to feed me, I'll find something to eat by myself. There are a lot of delicious food here. I can smell it." As soon as Hongling turned to the dragon in the cave, she suddenly shook her head. It seems that he is afraid of the exclusion of the dragon who doesn't want to get along with him. Yunwu's eardrum was hurt by Hongling's whoa 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 whoa, and her voice was angry. "It seems that you have grown up, so you leave to live and don't come back." "No, I don't want to leave the master." Hongling green twigs around the hands of Cloud Dance, aggrieved coquetry like. Cloud Dance's still calm face. "Then do you listen or not?" Hongling instantly lost momentum and nodded. "Listen." "Well, be good and go in." Cloud Dance said. Hongling reluctantly grinds and goes to the cave. However, she mumbles. "If I had known, I might as well have been in the palace. The queen sent people to line up for me to eat." After hearing this sentence, Yunwu couldn't laugh or cry. This guy, I really don't know the heaven and the earth. As far as his strength is concerned, if the queen catches him face to face, he won't be a lump of ash. Wait. Hearing this, Hongling turned her head and looked forward to staring at her. When Yunwu saw this, he had a smile on his face and had to feed him 3 big Shergwa pills. That's all. The rest depends on your performance. Seeing that the master is really going to let it stay, Hongling also admits her life. "Well, master, when will you be back?" Hongling Baji mouth, this thing is not a little bit of a lost, there is no taste. But it's full. It's inhumane. Yunwu looks at the orange-red mountains in the distance, and estimates the round-trip time to the Fourth-Order Warcraft activity area, plus the combat time of 5 Fourth-Order Warcraft. Yunwu touched Hongling's fat green field and said to it, "It's dark. I should be able to come back." Hongling hasn't seen Yunwu for a long time. When she heard that she was going to leave all day, the whole flower withered. Cloud Dance looked at it, but Smile, however, no more grinding what, turned and left. When the figure of Cloud Dance disappeared in the forest like the wind, Hongling just carried the little red snake that just woke up, unwilling to go into the cave together. Long Qingxia looks at Hongling, who hasn't been seen for a few days. He suddenly picks his eyebrows. He doesn't expect that Yunwu will leave Hongling behind. "Well, my master said you should be responsible for giving me food. If you don't, I will eat you." I really can't blame Hongling for her cruel words. Mainly in the face of dragon, it has a kind of instinctive threat and fear at the bottom of its heart, which makes Hongling lack of confidence. "Little monster, don't fool me. I just heard that. I'll give you food only when you behave well." Although there is some distance between the outside and inside of the cave, how can the sound hide from the sensitive ears of Long Qingxia? When Hongling hears the words, it's called suffocation. It seems that Long Qingxia likes to see it look like it is full of anger. He puts up a smile of evil nature and says, "If you get angry with me again, I will let Yunwu not feed you for 10 days. At the same time, Long Qingxia's long legs stretch on the luxurious carpet, like a proud evil god, teasing his new pet. He was so angry that his fangs were grinding with a clatter. But soon, Hongling suddenly saw something, suddenly evil from the edge of the gallbladder. "You just don't have SE, I see. You now weak IA leaf can draw you. I'll really eat you up if I get more." Say ferocious stare at him. However, the majestic pop to sit on the ground. The open bud is fangs, sharp teeth, and dribs of saliva. Tut, what kind of people have pets? The dragon is not angry but laughs. This little monster is really the true story of Cloud Dance. The more exciting it is, the more energetic it is. Now when you have the upper hand, you have to be strong enough not to lose. Yunwu sneezes in the forest. She rubs her nose and looks over the blooming wild flowers on the ground, wondering if she is allergic to pollen. The speed of Cloud Dance in the forest is far higher than her current strength can achieve. And the black fog under her feet, because she didn't worry about being seen by others, basically condensed into a solid. From a distance, it's like dancing in the clouds, stepping on a strange skateboard, wiping those huge and dense tree crowns, flying in the forest. Yunwu breathes the fresh air, and brings the sound into Chaos Hall. "Hio, would you like to come out for a while?" Black proud some hesitant reply words. "I okay? Of course, no one else will see you here." With the words Cloud Dance, sent into the Chaos Hall, a dark tall figure gradually condensed from her side. "Don't move. I'll take you faster." After the appearance of Hio, he drags the arm of Cloud Dance in one hand and unfolds the other arm, feeling the morning wind with all his heart. Cloud Dance looking at Black AO that satisfied appearance, heartfelt way. "Black AO, sorry, always let you hide in Chaos Hall. Come out to breathe all right. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't even come out like this once in a while, could I?" I don't know why Hio is so open-minded today. He rarely felt the feeling of being illuminated by the sun. Only felt that his muscles and bones were stretched out. Black AO says so. Cloud Dance also rarely evokes a smile. "When I have a chance, I'll make up the medicine and things you need as soon as possible." Although Hio has never said why he was imprisoned in the Palace of Chaos. However, it must have something to do with the witches. If you can help him recover his strength, maybe you can learn something about the witch clan from him. Maybe at that time, you can ask how to untie the seal of Bai Lao. At first, Yunwu wanted to find out something from Shangguan, but what happened later couldn't keep up with the change. Now we can only do something else. They left a shadow in the Warcraft forest. Before long, Hio stopped at the top of a tall pine tree with Cloud Dance. He pointed to the ground and said to the cloud, "Here is a Fourth Order Warcraft. Don't you really need my help?" "No, I want to improve my strength. If I have to rely on your help, isn't that a waste of time?" Cloud dance is very refreshing, waving to Hayo, jumping down the pine tree. Under the pine trees, clouds dance in front of us. A warcraft full of gorgeous stripes is sleeping, but is awakened by the unexpected guest Yunwu. Amber Beast pupils slowly open. It stares at Cloud Dance. Cloud Dance feel this is being watched by two gems. This is Sufeng Leopard. His speed is only a little slower than Snow Devil Wolf. You should be careful. At the top of the pine tree, the voice of Black Pride came from afar. Yunwu didn't reply, but looked at the leopard. For the first time, his muscles and even bones were tense. Because of the dragon's request, Yunwu didn't take out the fine sword this time, but chose to gather the fire attribute elements into his hands. Soon, that pair of white jade-like catkin, as if hot water had been hot red, the air will be transpiration fog. Speedwind Leopard, keenly aware of the crisis, roared. The next second, no longer waiting, a powerful bounce, then jumped into the air, trying to use the advantage of high altitude to attack Yunwu. The half-fight with Snow Devil Wolf was very useful for Cloud Dance. At least, this time in the face of the speed of Wind Leopard, Cloud Dance did not waste a little time because of surprise. The beautiful stripes of Speedwind Leopard seem to glitter in the sunshine, and its vigorous body draws a sharp arc in the air. The Cloud Dance is not flurried to put out both hands, with the thunder and lightning to cover the potential of the ear. One hand holds fast Wind Leopard a front paw. Oh, the scalding temperature made the leopard howl. It landed on the ground and pushed its hind legs on the ground to get rid of the terrible counterattack of Yunwu. Due to Cloud Dance's strange and painful attack, Speedwind Leopard no longer takes the initiative to attack this time, but chooses to wait quietly. Cloud Dance is calculating the time to fight with 5 fourth-order warcraft, and has no time to waste with the fast Wind Leopard. So think, Cloud Dance 2 hands burst out of fire. Its own fire element will not hurt herself. However, the flame is much more terrible for the leopard. To Yunwu's surprise, this fast Wind Leopard has no animal blood as a warcraft. It just ran away. Run. It's over. Yunwu didn't want to. As soon as she moved, the wind element wrapped her body and immediately caught up with her. Today's first 4th level warcraft, how can you just let it go? It was originally the warcraft of the 1st level in the 4th level, but it became fast Wind Leopard, because it had its name meaning. Its speed was no less than that of the warcraft at the top of the 4th level. Hayo flies at the same speed as Yunwu in the sky, and has spare time to introduce the characteristics of Speedwind Leopard to Yunwu. Cloud Dance for up to pick an empty shelf, but a no courage, to no strength of warcraft this matter. I feel really depressed. Even if it's a man-eating snake, it's good for her to finish the fight. Why don't you go back early? However, there are times when people are greedy for life and afraid of death, not to mention the warcraft that has not yet given birth to wisdom. The speed of Speedwind Leopard is indeed worthy of its name. Yunwu has a little difficulty in chasing it, not to mention attacking it. Just as Yunwu failed in succession and her heart was gradually frustrated, she suddenly remembered what Long Qingxia had said to her. Use 7 series elements, cooperate with attack, cooperate with attack. Yunwu repeated this, but although the free elements in her body had a little reaction, she couldn't cooperate with her all the time. When Yunwu was more and more anxious, she suddenly thought of Xianyuan fruit tree in Chaos Hall. Since the 7 elements come from Xianyuan fruit trees, can fruit trees also guide these elements? When Yunwu thought of this, he immediately separated a trace of consciousness and entered the Hall of Chaos. The branches and leaves of Xianyuan fruit tree swayed and were brought out by Yunwu's consciousness. See the palm of a touch of green. Cloud eyes flash out of joy. Emerald branches and green leaves are springing out from the palm of Cloud Dance. With the thought of Cloud Dance, the strong branches suddenly become soft vines. At the beginning, several branches of elements were separated, like a net, and quickly rolled up in mid-air. Like a claw with long eyes, it spreads out in all directions and catches the fast Wind Leopard, keeping a safe distance. Got it. Rao is a Cloud Dance, can't help but secretly shout. I'm not afraid to fight with your opponent head-on. I'm afraid to run around the world. I'm so tired. Black Ao stood in mid-air, looking down at the cloud's angular features. There is no more obvious consternation. He had known for a long time that there were 7 elements in Cloud Dance, but he always estimated that it would take a long time for Cloud Dance to know how to use them together. Unexpectedly, in a flash, Yunwu thought of this method. Yunwu tightens the branches of Xianyuan fruit tree and binds the fast-winged leopard tightly. To tell you the truth, Yunwu really didn't expect that it was so easy to catch this fast-winged leopard, and said it was a 4th-order warcraft. In addition to the speed, other aspects are too weak. Hayo came down from the air, his long legs moving, as if there were invisible steps in the air. What's the matter? Isn't it fun to catch prey? Cloud Dance hands lightway. I'm going to practice fighting, but this guy ran so long, I'm more like learning to run away with it. Hayo squatted down, teasing the trembling wind leopard, and said to the cloud. Wind element, one of the skills is running. But this time, didn't you learn to use the branches of Xianyuan fruit tree to guide new forces? Cloud Dance spread out the palm of his right hand. A small leaf drilled out from the palm, painless, gradually stretch, very lovely. And it is. If you want to practice running, when she was chased all over the world by the samurai, she had learned that running is also a skill. At least, she can escape and save her life. After thinking about it, Yunwu grinned and said, It seems that we have gained a lot this time. Hayo, I'll show you this leopard. Take it to Chaos Hall as a pet, so that you won't be bored. Cloud Dance looked at Black AOT's Speedwind leopard. Can't help but think of Black AO to Black Fog make dog to accompany him. Black AO tosses fast wind leopard's movement. He looks up to Cloud Dance, as if didn't hear what she said. You don't like this guy? Cloud Dance said to himself. Also, besides running around, nothing can be done, so why don't you take it back to Hongling and eat it? I'm catching it, and I'll give it to you. Speedwind leopard and Black AO wait for a long time. Did not wait for him to continue to scratch his chin. Silly lung lung tongue lick lick Black AO palm urged him. No, just it. Hayo bowed his head and scratched the soft chin of Sufing leopard, making a decision. Cloud Dance saw that he really liked this little guy, so he didn't say more. Go to the next one. I hope the next one will be more challenging. Cloud Dance said at the same time, then began to walk toward the depths of the forest, ready to take the next challenge. But just out of 2 steps, but at the foot of a meal, the fundus streamer a sink. Someone. At this time, she suddenly stares straight when she glances forward. Hayo hide. The cloud dances toward behind to lead the Black AO of the fast breeze leopard. Instantly low voice shout A. The words don't fall, she already hid into the grass. Hayo is more convenient to hide than Yunwu. His body is like a lake with stones thrown on it. He shakes out a circle of waves and then collapses into a light black fog. Fast wind leopard seems to be in front of the vision scared silly stiff in place, until a green vine brushed to pull it into the grass. At this time, Black AO also condensed into human form again, squatted beside Yunwu, and looked out along the line of sight of Yunwu. Those people, they have the smell of warcraft. He only looked over there a few times and then twisted his brows. Cloud Dance doesn't feel warcraft, but she could recognize the masks of those people. Those masks engraved with the totem of Warcraft. In this Warcraft forest, in addition to the ghost place of the Beast Gate, there will never be a second place still used. Yunwu, are you going to kill them? When Hayo asked, there was no fluctuation in his voice. It's as if killing those people is as easy for him as pulling the grass and picking a flower. Although he showed a gentle, and even gentle side in front of Cloud Dance. However, it can never be concealed that he really belongs to the nature of darkness. Don't scare the snake at the moment. It's not that Yunwu doesn't want to get rid of these evils, but it's not the time to start. If you don't deal with it well, it will be troublesome for Long Qingxia to be involved. What's more, Long Qingxia seems to want to find the Beast Gate. Just at this moment, he will go to check it for him. Hayo nodded and had no objection to Yunwu's words. Ouch! The wind leopard, who was held by Yunwu, was finally relieved and made a slight voice of protest. Cloud Dance helpless had to first speed wind leopard to throw into Chaos Hall. In case it cheers up and shouts, she has no choice but to throw out Hayo's new pet for lunch. Cloud Dance sees those people walk farther and farther, low voice way. Black Proud, help me hide body shape. Well. Black AO silently turned into black fog again, making all the fog extremely small, making the cloud dance shrouded in it look more like the shadow of trees, without flaws. With the cover of black pride, Cloud Dance naturally has no worries. She crept behind the masked men, following them through a small bush. The masked men suddenly stopped at the edge of the bush, arguing with each other. Emotional, they did not notice that today's air mixed with thin black fog. And it was the black fog that brought their argument to the ears of Yunwu. No, we can't go back like this. We can't even bring back a single sample. But if we don't go back, we'll all die of poisoning. You say it's poisonous. Can you prove it? We've never been poisoned. Why don't you believe me? The reason why Jade Snake betrayed Zongman was that they found out about it. Are you connected with that traitor? So you are also with the traitor of Jade Snake. Next, there was a series of bickering about the wheels. Yunwu realized that these people would not really fight, so it was a bit boring. All of a sudden, at this time, the sound of rolling boulders appeared out of thin air, which made Yunwu immediately raise his ears and listen attentively. The voice is more and more clear, like a mechanism from ancient times. The torrent of rolling time came to her. With the appearance of the voice, the debate of several masked people also stopped. In the expectation of Cloud Dance, she finally saw the noumenon that made the sound. It was a gate, a stone gate so tall that people could only look up to it. The stone gate rises slowly from the bottom, facing a fierce red sun, as if it were a giant who created the world. One by one, the masked man walked into a small gap opened by the stone gate. When the last man came in, the stone gate closed at a very slow speed. Originally, it is in this position. Cloud Dance swept the surrounding environment and wrote down the location of the stone gate. Immediately, then turn around to prepare to leave. Unexpectedly know the position. That wait for Longqing evil body to recover, come together. However, just as Yunwu turned around, suddenly, a gloomy feeling came to her heart. It felt like a pair of quiet eyes suddenly appeared behind her, staring at her. Who? Cloud Dance suddenly turned back, and there was no one behind. Only the stone gate with a little gap is facing her in silence. I don't know why, Yunwu looked at the dark and deep gap, feeling cool from the bone. This is not her illusion. There is a pair of eyes behind the door looking at her, without blinking. Or rather, it's the stone gate of this huge object in front of me. It looks like a strange giant eye, looking at her, looking at her, looking at her purple pupil eye luster dark sink. The god of Cloud Dance has a moment of trance. She involuntarily opened her legs, like the fallen leaves involved in the whirlpool, and was attracted to fall into the stone gate. Cloud Dance. Hold on to the platform and keep yourself clear. The voice of Black Pride is like a thunder, resounding in the Cloud Dance mind. When she woke up, she found that she was less than 5 steps away from the stone gate, and the chill of being watched by the hunters became more and more serious. Yunwu did not dare to be distracted anymore, and immediately sat up in front of the stone gate. At this time, it's taboo to run away with your back to the stone gate in a panic. When you are restless, you are most likely to be controlled by this kind of thing. Mental consciousness sinks into the sea of consciousness and calms down slowly. The breathing and breathing of Cloud Dance find the law. When one breathes and inhales, the clear air in the body is surging, and the turbid air overflows, making the whole person more energetic. I don't know how long after that. Yunwu opened his eyes, and the color of Zitong was a little deeper than before. The stone gate seemed to hold up the sky. I don't know when it disappeared. However, Yunwu could not help fighting a cold war when he looked at the place where the stone gate originally existed. What the hell is that? Yunwu always felt that although Hyo helped him at that time, he was not sucked into the stone gate. However, she has been locked. The stone gate, or the things behind the stone gate, will not let her go so easily. Black pride condenses around Cloud Dance. Yunwu, are you okay? Well, I'm fine thanks to you just now. Cloud Dance get rid of in the brain disorderly idea, say to Black AO. Black AO looking at Cloud Dance, have some deep voice of just remind away. That stone gate is very strange, you later don't come to this area. Weird. Indeed it's very weird or a little scary. Hyo, do you know anything about that stone gate? After seeing the extremely old stone gate, Yunwu couldn't help asking him. After all, since Bai Lao was sealed, she only had Hayo, a mysterious identity who had lived for a long time. However, Yunwu's curious question is obviously not the case for Hayo. It's better that you don't know about those things. With that, Hayo broke into a black mist. With a whoosh, he followed the body of Cloud Dance again and returned to Chaos Hall. Yunwu didn't expect that her random question would have such a big reaction. It seems that the Beast Gate is really not simple. At the bottom of my heart, I am more alert to the existence of the Beast Gate. However, to be able to become a topic that should be avoided by the Black Pride, it is better for them not to have a direct conflict with the Beast Gate before the dragon's evil completely recovers. It took a whole morning of Cloud Dance, plus a noon time, for this episode caused by the fast-wind leopard. When he continued to search for prey, Yunwu always felt uneasy, as if something would happen. Is it the dragon that has fallen in love with them? Cloud Dance murmurs in a low voice, standing on tiptoe, standing on the top of the tree, looking up in the direction of the past. And just like this, Cloud Dance suddenly changed her face. At the edge of the forest, there was a lot of smoke. I don't know how long Qingxia are. Yunwu is very anxious. There is no shadow left in the forest. There is only a gust of wind. The master-servant contract makes Hayo feel excited when Yunwu is in the mood. He almost drags the Cloud Dance to fly rapidly in the mid-air, just wants to finish the urgent urge of the Cloud Dance, faster, faster. Yunwu, don't worry. Long Qingxia won't be so stupid that he doesn't know how to run and wait to be burned. Cloud Dance said nothing, red lips tightly pursed, white face full of worry. When they rushed back to the cave where Yunwu and Long Qingxi lived, Yunwu looked at the cave that was engulfed by the raging fire, and almost rushed in with an impulse. Hongling rushed out horizontally, just stopped Yunwu from Shandong where the fire broke out. Master, master, you are back at last. Cloud Dance, looking at Red Ling, frown a little anxious, ask away. Long Qingxia? Where is he? Hongling shakes its tender stems and leaves and points to a big tree not far away. Over there, I had a hard time getting that guy out. Cloud Dance has no mind to continue to listen to Hongling's self-talk. As soon as she turns her foot, she runs to the side of Dragon Qingxia. Hongling, who was left behind, insisted obstinately on the second half of the sentence. Because she bit it in her mouth, she almost couldn't help eating it. Breeze blowing leaves, rustling sound, but also hidden in the aroma of lush trees. Long Qingxia sat on the tree trunk, his eyes closed tightly, and his dark hair was scattered on his temples and face. Cloud Dance helped the tree trunk to squat down, and carefully observed the dragon's evil state. She felt the pulse of dragon's evil with extremely light strength. After more than 10 breaths, she was relieved for a long time. Fortunately, it's just a coma. Black Ao in situ watching Cloud Dance finish all this. Eyebrows wrinkled. That pair of scarlet eyes, across a light. Yunwu didn't see this. Who are you? The owner's new pet at this time. Hongling looks up at Hayo and asks curiously. Then he added, you'll listen to me later. I'm the boss, you know? Or I'll eat you, you know? Even said too, you know. It can be seen that this cannibal must want to be the boss and be crazy. Black Ao originally disdains to answer it, but I don't know why. The line of sight stares at the Cloud Dance at this time, can't help muttering. I'm not her pet, no, maybe for her even so. However, with that, Hayo seems to feel that he has said too much. Convergence from his strange, Black Ao restored his still proud, looked down at Hongling one eye, but no longer want to talk to it. On the other hand, Yunwu is busy caring about Long Qingxi's physical condition, and takes out a pair of silver needles from the space bracelet that have not been used for a long time, so that Long Qingxi can wake up earlier. But Yunwu didn't see it. Behind her, Hayo walked towards her step by step. Every step, the dark figure will fade. The black fog is scattered and gathered. Finally, it turns into a black fog that can't be seen. Through the body of the clouds, it enters the Hall of Chaos. Yunwu naturally can detect the return of Hayo, but now it's important to save people, and there's no time for her to say more. No one paid any attention to it. Hongling was bored and went around. Finally, she arched to Yunwu. Master, master, I saved that guy today. Can you give me something delicious? Hongling, like a child begging for a red envelope, combines the two biggest leaves together and pleads with Yunwu. Yunwu touches Hongling and is about to agree. But at this time, Long Qingxia, who had been in a coma, opened his eyes. Almost burned me, saved me again, and almost ate me on the way, which is also worth rewarding? After Long Qingxia finished, he leaned against the tree and gasped for a long time. By this little monster. He was killed by Hongling without waiting for him to recover. Hongling, what's the matter? Didn't I ask you to guard him well? Yunwu's eyes sank. Unexpectedly, there was another mystery in it. He touched Hongling's leaf with a strong hand. Instead of grasping it, he held it tightly to prevent Hongling from escaping. He doesn't play with me and doesn't give me food. I'm hungry. As soon as I was angry, I knocked over the fire, and I was scalded. Master, you see my leaves are not so watery. Hongling wronged will be big but open close, also to Cloud Dance accuse. This Hongling, originally the red flame cannibal flower, would not have been afraid of the general flame, otherwise, it would not have been able to get the sacred flame raised by the Empress and lead it to Long Sanju. This guy obviously is getting more and more lawless. Yunwu stroked his forehead and had the impulse to throw Hongling into Chaos Hall again to let it sleep forever. Long Qingxia's breath calmed down, and he didn't continue the topic. Instead, he asked Yunwu, "Haven't you gone far? Are you back so soon?" Normally, it takes at least 1 day to go back and forth. How did Yunwu come back soon after the fire? Cloud Dance action slightly a stagnation, already prepared to dragon tilt evil way. I met a fast wind leopard in the forest. Its escape direction is just the opposite of when I used to. All the way after it, I don't pay attention to come back. What a coincidence. Long Qingxia looked at the Cloud Dance with some deep light in his eyes. Of course, otherwise you'll come back because I'm here for you. Cloud Dance broke a mouth to say. However, they did not ask the dragon to pour evil. The smoke from the cave is more and more choking. Yunwu covers his mouth and nose and helps the dragon up. Fortunately, the cave is located in a remote place, otherwise it would be bad to start a fire. With that, Cloud Dance squinted and looked up at Hongling. Hongling admitted that she had done something wrong and closed the bud with a swish. Well, master, I'll find a place to buy you a house. Then, it ran to the front to explore the way. They took Hongling and Xia Hongshout for a long time, and found a new place to settle down. Yunwu settled down the dragon, and poured out evil spirits. He checked the cave to avoid small warcraft or poisonous snakes. After everything was sorted out, Yunwu looked at the new cave and said to the dragon, "It's wider here than before." Long Qingxia doesn't comment on this, but he is very interested in the cultivation of Cloud Dance. He looked at the sky outside the cave and said to the cloud, "Little thing, I'm afraid you can't finish 3 of your 5 4th level warcraft today. Otherwise, I'd better wait until you're better. I'm not at ease even if you leave." Yunwu looks at Hongling, who is shaking her head beside her. She wants Hongling to help take care of Long Qingxia. Is her head broken in the morning? This eater is just a baby. Fortunately, it didn't lead to disaster. It really burned the dragon to death. Long Qingxia's sharp peach blossom eyes narrowed slightly. The old god was dancing to the clouds and said, "It's not long since the day when we should go to the Shenhuang Samurai Academy to report. Can you rest assured that Dragon 3 will enter the school alone?" Smell speech, Cloud Dance silent down. It's imperative to go to Shenhuang Samurai Academy. It's not just for Longsan. More importantly, she also has something to do. However, with her present strength, so you're not going to have any more trouble? Cloud Dance looks at the dragon to pour evil. In fact, dragon to pour evil every sentence said in the key. The rest of the time is only a short month. It is necessary to improve the strength, but it is also necessary to rush to enter school with Long San. Long Qingxia sighed helplessly and said to the cloud, "Little thing, you are very glad to be so concerned about your husband, but don't treat your husband as a waste, okay?" Said Dragon Qing evil hand suddenly appeared a few black small ball. His 5 fingers flexible rotation, those small ball rolling to and fro. Looking at Sha is lovely. Long Qingxia extends his hand to Yunwu. "Little things, It's absolutely no problem for your husband to protect himself. You can take 2 of these little things. If you encounter a warcraft that can't be solved, you can smash them. There will be enough time for you to escape. What's in it? Yunwu curiously took a small black ball to play in his hand. Unexpectedly, it was much heavier than it looked. It's the size of a pebble. I'm afraid it weighs 4 or 5 jin when I weigh it in my hand. Compressed gunpowder. This one was torn off and smashed out, which made the cave collapse more than enough. Cloud Dance, after listening to the explanation of Dragon Qingxia, suddenly covered with black lines. It's been around for a long time. Why don't you tell me earlier? However, since the safety of Dragon's evil spirit has been guaranteed, Cloud Dance will rest assured to practice. However, not long after leaving the cave, Yunwu stopped in the forest with a very ugly face. Hiyo, can you hear me? Hiyo, answer me. Yunwu called to Hiyo in the Chaos Hall countless times, but all the words were like a stone sinking into the sea. There was no response. What makes Yunwu even more uneasy is still behind. She found that she couldn't get into the Hall of Chaos. What's going on? Hiyo, answer me as soon as you hear me. What's the matter? The Cloud Dance is so anxious that sweat oozes from her white forehead. In her bright eyes, the purple light mist surrounds her, which makes her beautiful face more charming. What the hell happened? For the first time in a long time, Yunwu had no bottom in his heart. She can still feel the existence of Chaos Hall, but she can't get in anyway, and she can't establish contact with Hiyo. It felt like there's something inside the Chaos Hall that's rejecting her. Isn't she the owner of Chaos Hall? How can there be such a strange phenomenon? Yunwu sits under the tree with eyes closed and legs crossed, eliminating all distractions, letting the calm spirit sink into the sea of consciousness, hoping to find the way to enter the Chaos Palace. However, all efforts are useless. The towering gate of Chaos Hall is tightly closed, no matter how Cloud Dance shouts, claps and kicks the door. There was no echo in it. Even Cloud Dance's plan to use master-servant contract to get induction with Hiyo ended in failure. Hiyo, what's the matter with you? What happened to Chaos Hall? Cloud Dance wrung eyebrows to think hard, but his head is like a mess of wool scratched by a cat. How can't understand. And the big beard outside the Chaos Hall is still a stone statue without movement. It left her almost penniless. Finally, Yunwu had no choice but to withdraw his mind. Standing up from the ground, looking at the depth of the Warcraft forest, he said to himself, "When the boat comes to the bridge, it will be straight. Let's go and have a look." The whole afternoon's fight with Warcraft, coupled with the Chaos Hall and the abnormality of Hiyo, makes Yunwu feel tired physically and mentally. I don't know how, on the way back, she went to the place where Sherman appeared before. The night wind is blowing gently, the grass is brushed by a pair of invisible hands, and the dark green waves are produced. The bright moonlight is scattered down, shining some light on the dark ground. Cloud Dance looked thoughtfully at the place where the stone gate disappeared, with a kind of bad premonition. Creak dash, the sound of something opening in a distant place, the subtle sound, for Cloud Dance, is no different from a thunder. She vigilantly looked at the place where the stone gate appeared before, and saw the soil bulging up a small bag by moonlight. It's like there's something under there ready to break out. Looking at the falling sand and dregs, the Cloud danced with a layer of white hair on his back. He turned around and left at the fastest speed without hesitation. Perhaps this is the first time to run away in such a mess except for being chased by the samurai. Long Qingxia saw the appearance of Yunwu running for his life. He was surprised and said, "Little thing, why are you so urgent? What happened?" Cloud Dance looked at him one eye. In the heart have a lot of things stuffy, but can't speak. It seems that we can't find the opportunity to say it. "Master, I haven't had dinner yet." Hongling honest one afternoon plus half a night, and now finally see Cloud Dance back, very happy, hopping ran to Cloud Dance side. Yunwu is helpless to Hongling, who only knows how to eat. "After eating so many things, I didn't find its long brain. What's the matter?" Long Qingxia's feeling of Cloud Dance is always extremely acute, and he immediately realizes that Cloud Dance is not in the right mood. Yunwu shook his head and said, "It's okay, just a little tired. How do you feel?" "It's very good. Although it's painful to take, the effect is really good." Little thing, do you see something, or encounter something? Looking at Yunwu's face, which was obviously worried, Long Qingxia thought about it for a while and asked, "Well, I did see some strange things. Cloud Dance hears that there is something in the dragon's evil words, and it seems that there is a gap at last." Yunwu sits down opposite to Long Qingxi and tells her what she sees. "I met several people wearing the same mask as Jade Snake. They mentioned taking people back, poisoning or something. Later, a stone gate appeared out of thin air, and they went in. When they go in, the stone gate disappears again. Intentionally or unintentionally, Cloud Dance will hide her sense of crisis to the door. She always felt that it was not as simple as it seemed. It may not be a good thing for him to know about the current situation of Dragon's evil. You are the one who met the Beast Gate. So many people can't find you. I didn't expect that you were knocked down by mistake." After listening to the words of Cloud Dance, Long Qingxia had a score in his heart. He was able to determine the entrance of the Beast Gate, or the Shengguan told him. Unexpectedly, Yunwu ran into it by herself. Cloud Dance told Dragon Qingxia, "I will avoid there recently. I won't go there for a while. Their range of activities is not far from here. You should be more careful when you are alone." "All right, I see, little housekeeper." Long Qingxia's intimate attitude made Yunwu feel uncomfortable. She made the bonfire brighter and worried about something else. Chaos Hall now can't enter. Even she can't feel the dragon tornado, let alone how can't establish the connection with Hayo. What happened? This kind of nonsense made her feel uneasy. The smell of wood burning is slightly choking, and Yunwu sleeps with all kinds of worries in this choking smell. Jingle. The sudden sound in the quiet cave awakens the dragon at the first time. That pair of black eyes in the light of the fire, like a beast ready to hunt, flashing with a murderous cold light. However, when Long Qingxia looked closely at the person who made the sound, he was surprised. "Little thing, what's the matter with you?" Long Qingxia asked Yunwu, who was standing with his back to him. He didn't know what Yunwu was doing. Yunwu looked back at him, but did not answer his words. And the dragon Qing Evil In and Cloud Dance at the moment of looking at each other. Eyes suddenly stare big, fundus even in an instant burst of red blood. Such dull eyes can't belong to Cloud Dance. Long Qingxia stood up, put light feet close to Yunwu, carefully observed her condition. Cloud Dance's hearing seems to be extremely keen at this time, but she still feels Dragon's evil footsteps. Long Qingxia only felt that his eyes were like two black wooden beads. He couldn't find half distraction, but just a pool of stillness. Yunwu stares at Long Qingxi for a while, and then turns his head and walks out of the cave. Two people wake up before and after, also wake up in the cave mouth of Hongling. "Master." It seems to have not woken up, the voice of a vague cry. Long Qingxia immediately warned it. "Hongling, don't make a sound." Hongling immediately realized that Yunwu's condition was not right. When Yunwu noticed the sound turning back, she quickly closed the bud and pretended that it was still sleeping. Two eyes without God Cloud Dance stare at Redling to see for a while. After confirming it harmless, just continue to go out again. In the dead of night, the moonlight is covered by a few dark clouds, and the huge forest is like a ghost full of monsters, which makes people feel scared involuntarily. In the bleak moonlight, the clouds dance and walk stiffly in the grass. Behind her, she chased two shadows from afar and couldn't give up. Cloud Dance at this time, the whole person is in chaos. His mind seems to be stuffed into a bottle full of grease. It's sticky and can't distinguish anything. She can feel the slight tingling of the grass tip across her skin, and can also feel the fragrance of the wild flowers. However, no matter how hard we try, we can't see the picture in front of us. Everything in the line of sight is blurred, like a thick layer of water vapor. All the scenes are distorted and unreal. There was something in the dark that was drawing her forward. And she, like an iron nail sensing a magnet, involuntarily approached each other. Yunwu tried to recall why she had become like this, and the pace at her feet became hesitant. Dragon Qingxia, who follows Yunwu, finds her hesitation and slows down. He didn't know what Cloud Dance meant today, but looking at the current situation, It's obvious that Cloud Dance still concealed something from him. This kind of cognition makes Long Qingxia feel frustrated. This little thing, still want to guard against him now? Cloud Dance and fuzzy consciousness resist. It seems that there are two different forces in the tug-of-war in her mind. The tool of tug-of-war is a serrated blade, sawing all the nerves in her head again and again, which makes her have a headache. Fierce pain let Cloud Dance bear heavy load of kneel down on the ground, her hands holding the head. Voice hoarse and difficult, spit out a few sun. Dragon, pour out evil. Long Qingxia, who is getting closer to Yunwu, darts past and holds Yunwu in his arms. Wake up, little thing. Long Qingxia slaps Yunwu's cheek. Now she has a trace of her own consciousness. Even if she wakes up, it won't hurt much. Long Qingxia, go, let's go. Yunwu felt that the sound of dragon pouring evil came from a distance. When it came to her ear, it was hard to recognize. Her heart suddenly cooled, realized that in her situation is so bad, Dragon Qing evil is still her side is absolutely not a good thing. In case of being dragged down by her, according to the current situation of Long Qingxia, I'm afraid there's no chance to escape. Little thing, wake up quickly, or we will die together. I won't leave you. Dragon Qingxia pinches the people of Cloud Dance and wants to wake her up by force. Yunwu finally heard the vague voice, but only heard the sentence, we die together. His heart was very anxious, but his mouth could not say anything. Go, let's go. Just when the pain in Yunwu's mind weakened and she was about to break through the invisible attraction, the strength of the other party suddenly increased several times, directly squeezing her consciousness away. When the consciousness of Cloud Dance is interrupted, Long Qingxia feels that the person in his arms wants to stand up again. Hey, what's the matter with my master? Do you have a solution? Hongling followed them, worried that the buds were opening and closing, but there was nothing to do. Long Qingxia grabs Yunwu's wrist fiercely, hoping not to let her go on. He has realized that there must be something in front of him that is attracting the Cloud to Dance in the past. However, no matter Cloud Dance deliberately conceals from him, or now Cloud Dance is completely controlled, we can see that the other party is absolutely not good at it. I won't let you take her. Long Qingxia grabs Yunwu and drags her step. Looking at the dark depth, he seems to see the creeping monster hidden in the dark through the dim night. At the time when Hongling still wanted to ask, Long Qingxia had taken the opportunity to bite his wrist. Hot blood suddenly gushed from the wound. Long Qingxia held Yunwu's jaw in one hand, put the bleeding wound on his wrist to Yunwu's lips and fed the blood in. This method of controlling other people's spirit comes from some warcraft. It can be broken with blood. The only uncertainty of Long Qingxia was the amount of blood he fed. However, he didn't care about it at all. Yunwu unconsciously sucks the liquid on his lips, and his throat is full of the smell of ferruginous rust. That pair of eyes like wooden beads blinked a few times, the moonlight shining into her eyes, the cool moonlight blending with a layer of purple mist gradually emerging from her eyes. A light that makes the dragon's heart soften returns to the eye of Cloud Dance. Dragon, why do dragons pour out evil? Yunwu's consciousness is still a little vague. She looks at the dragon with a little perplexity, as if she is not sure whether he is real or not. Long Qingxia takes advantage of Cloud Dance not to discover, take back the hand that is still bleeding without trace. Little thing, what are you hiding from me? Yunwu finds out that she and Long Qingxia are not in the cave. Take a closer look. Cloud Dance appeared in a cold sweat. Not far from here is the place where the stone gate appears. When I met those people of the Beast Gate, I felt some strange things. Cloud Dance, calm mind, no things to the point of not saying no. That stone door before closing, pause for a long time. I always feel that something has seen me behind that stone door. Long Qingxia twisted his eyebrows and asked, why didn't you say that earlier? Because I'm not in the way. Cloud Dance avoids the sight of Long Qingxia, and doesn't intend to tell each other that she is considering for him. The trouble has already come to our door. What's more, isn't it funny? Little thing, do you really think husband is a fool? Long Qingxia deeply gazed at the face with a little pale and sick gas in the Cloud Dancing enchantment, and suddenly smile. You're trying to make me feel at ease. Don't get involved in these things too early for your sake, right? Cloud Dance pursed a pursed red lip, not happy way. Anyway, finally, or pull in. With these words, Yunwoo has licked his gum and noticed the strange smell in his mouth. Seeing her little action, Long Qingxia immediately suggested, "It's very late. Let's go back first. Maybe we can find a cave far away from here in the daytime." "You woke me up by feeding me blood?" Yunwoo grabs the dragon's evil wrist. The dark clouds in the sky slowly disperse and the bright moonlight falls down. Everything in front of Yunwoo's eyes is clearly illuminated. Long Qingxia takes the injured wrist back into his sleeve and smiles at Yunwoo. "Little thing, as long as it can keep you safe, what's the point of bleeding my husband?" The cloud dance pulls back the wrist of Dragon Qingxia, and the tooth print that Dragon Qingxia bites out on it is clearly visible. Probably because he is now seriously injured, the bite out of the wound actually has little sign of healing. "You are in such poor health, don't make fun of your own life, okay?" Cloud dance while saying. At the same time take out the wound medicine and gauze from the space bracelet, for his wrist wound carefully bandaged. "Master, someone is near here." Hongling, who has always been in the highest alert state, suddenly swings its branches and leaves to report the latest situation to them. Cloud Dance and Dragon Qing Evil looked at each other. Two people nodded at the same time, understood each other's meaning. "It's a friend or an enemy. We'll know when we meet later. If there's a problem, we'll take action immediately." While the person has not yet arrived, Yunwoo quickly completes the change of face and restores the appearance of underage malnourished youth in front of Nangong Yi and others. Hongling, on the other hand, was ordered by Cloud Dance to hide in the dark temporarily because it could not be sent to Chaos Hall, so it should not appear rashly. Hongling feels that the person will arrive soon, and judging from the person's clothes, Yunwoo and Longqingxi feel that their hostility may not come in handy. It was a skinny man in a patched linen robe with a medicine basket on his back. It seems that there is no need for Cloud Dance or Dragon to do evil. A gust of wind can blow him away. "Who are you?" On the contrary, the man was startled by Yunwoo. After seeing them, he stepped back several steps and almost fell to the ground. Long Qingxia said calmly, "We are here to catch Warcraft in the Warcraft forest. This gentleman, why are you here so late?" The doctor-like young man looked at the dragon and Cloud Dance several times, and finally breathed out an exaggerated breath. "I'm a doctor who lives in the Warcraft forest. I came out to collect herbs at this time tonight. The moon will bloom for half an hour. If I miss it, I won't be able to collect much." With that, the young man reached out and took out a few pink and white flowers from the medicine basket, which were still in full bloom, and showed them to Yunwoo and Longqing. "I see. Where does the doctor live? Is it far from here?" Although the other side said there was no flaw, and there was physical evidence, Long Qingxia did not easily believe the other side. On this dark night, just as Yunwoo was almost completely controlled, it was a coincidence to meet the doctor who came out in the middle of the night to collect medicine. "My name is Yaokaji. Just call me by name. My place is very close to here. If you don't have a place to rest, why don't you come with me and stay in my house for a night?" Long Qingxia didn't expect that Yaokaji was so real that he not only said his name and residence, but also mistakenly thought that they couldn't find a place to live. So he took the initiative to invite them to spend the night. Long Qingxia half joked and half seriously said to Yaokaji, "Dr. Yao, you should have seen a lot of people and things in this Warcraft forest. You just invited us home. Aren't you afraid that we are not good for you?" Yaokaji was stunned for a moment. It seems that he didn't expect this one. But immediately, he showed a shy smile to the dragon, which belongs to the reserved smile of scholars. "Since you will remind me, you will not be a big traitor. What else do I need to guard against you?" With that, Yaokaji helped the medicine basket behind him and took the initiative to lead the way. "Follow me. It's hard to walk here. It's dark. Don't fall again." Yunwoo and Long Qingxia, who are both in tears and laughter, look at Yaokaji, who is determined to take people home, and are speechless for a while. They haven't agreed yet. How can it be that Dr. Yao kindly agreed that they asked for help? Long Qingxia whispered to Yunwoo, "Go with him first. He lives so close to here. Maybe he will know something." "Good." The huge stone gate appeared in Yunwu's mind, and the pain in my mind was called back by the picture. She also worried about what would happen again. It would be the best to solve the problem as soon as possible. They followed Yao Kaji to his home, only to find that this man said that this is home, which is too flattering. In the moonlight, a simple thatched shed was built according to the mountain, behind which was a dark cave. Yao Kaji fumbled in the dark cave for a long time before lighting up an oil lamp with, and without similar characteristics. Long Qingxie and Yunwu went into the cave together, and found that the furnishings were as simple as the oil lamp. Dr. Yao, how can you live in a place like this? A man who practices medicine and saves people. Long Qingxie is still testing Yao Kaji's background. Moreover, the things in the cave really puzzled them. There was a natural stone bed in the cave, so Yao Kaji simply tried to save trouble and spread the bedding up as a bed. In addition, there are also tables, chairs and benches made of picked up trees. They look like they can't stand. I don't know if I will fall down when I sit on them. If there are really some medical people, even if they open a small medicine shed outside the forest, it's better than the environment here, isn't it? Who would want to live in a place like this if he could? Yao Kaji seemed to be asked where he was sad. He gave a wry smile. On his young face, he squeezed out a few tired wrinkles. Long Qingxie raised his eyebrows and asked, Dr. Yao means that you live here for another reason? To tell you the truth, I will live in this Warcraft forest, live with some Warcraft all day, and bear the risk of becoming food in the mouth of neighbors at any time. In fact, I will find my daughter. When Yao Kaji talks about his daughter, he seems to be filled with grief and tears in his eyes. Looking at the gentle man, he can't help crying. Dr. Yao, don't cry. Do you mean your daughter lost in the Warcraft forest? Long Qingxie didn't expect that Yao Kaji had a story on him. He calmed him down and asked him. Yao Kaji waved his hand and talked about all these things with a little fear in his voice. I used to open a hospital outside the Warcraft forest and my life was tight. My wife died early, leaving only one daughter to live with me. Once, an exploration team asked me to follow them into the Warcraft forest to find a kind of medicinal material. It's not a dangerous place to go, and my daughter doesn't want to leave me, so I took her with me. Speaking of the past, Yao Kaji's eyes were a little blurred. The whole person seemed to be covered by a heavy sadness, and his temperament was gloomy, which made it easy to be brought into his mood. Yunwu looks at the man and feels his strong desire to talk to others. Living alone in this Warcraft forest, it must give him great mental pressure. What I regret most now is that I took my daughter into Warcraft forest at that time. Yao Kaji's mood suddenly rose. He clenched his fists and twitched his facial muscles. We met the devil, the real devil. They killed everyone and I took my daughter. If I wasn't on the verge of death at that time, they would have patched me up again. I've been looking here for 4 years, for whole years, but my daughter can't see her dead or alive. Yao Kaji was so emotional that he beat his legs with both hands. He wished he could go back to the day when his daughter was robbed, and let everything go again. Hearing this, Yunwu and Long Qingxie have the same guess in their hearts. Cloud Dance reaches out his hand and fiddles with Long Qingxie's wrist. Long Qingxie understands Yao Kaji's question. Dr. Yao, your daughter has a good talent for cultivation? Yao Kaji suddenly regained his mind and nodded with a gloomy look. Yes, her talent is the green class. Many people in the Warcraft forest want to take her as an apprentice. But is it worth robbing a little girl who hasn't been cultivated yet? Are the people who took your daughter wearing masks? The dragon poured evil to ponder next, still asked words to come out. Yao Kaji suddenly raised his head. His eyes were a little strange. He glared at the dragon and his nose widened because of breathing. How do you know that? Long Qingxie said to Yao Kaji. I think we are looking for the same group of people. You have relatives, too, who have taken you away. Because Long Qingxie's words, Yao Kaji's eyes on him and Yunwu are almost like looking at his relatives. He looks at Long Qingxie and Yunwu tearfully, and his eyes reveal the feeling of sympathizing with each other. Long Qingxie cleared his throat and said naturally, Yes, my sister was also taken away by them. Cloud Dance secretly looks at Long Qingxie. Since entering the Warcraft forest, Long Qingxie talks about his brother and sister all day long. If you let him go on talking nonsense, I don't know if Uncle and Uncle's family will come out. No wonder you're here. You've been robbed around here, haven't you? That's right. Now Dr. Yao helps us to confirm, so we are more sure. There must be a trace of my sister around here. Long Qingxia talks so loud that even Cloud Dance has the illusion that he really has a sister who is lost or robbed in the Warcraft forest. It's fate. I just met you. By the way, what are your names, please? Look at me. I haven't known the name of the guest for so long. It's so funny to both of you. Yao Keji stayed in the Warcraft forest for 4 years, before he met the first wave of his companions. He was so excited that his face was flushed. He was incoherent and a little at a loss. Long Qingxia pressed Yao Keji's shoulder with both hands, and let him sit down on the chair with crooked legs. Dr. Yao, calm down. My name is Long Si. This is my brother, Xiao Wu. The girl we were robbed of was Xiao Lu, the youngest sister in the family. The youngest of the family? Yao Keji sighed. You two are not very old. It's estimated that Xiao Lu is even younger than my daughter. Those people are really evil. With that, Yao Keji pounded the rough and uneven table again, and the rough teacups on the table made a clanging sound. After the sound disappeared, Yao Keji hesitated for a while, and finally gritted his teeth and called out Dragon Qingxia. Young Xiaolong Si, in fact, I have found some traces of those villains these days. I want to try to save my daughter. Are you two willing to go with me? Yunwu knows what Yao Keji thinks. He is a weak doctor who has no power to bind a chicken. It is not realistic for him to save his daughter by himself. Now I met them. Although I don't know what their strength is, it's better than his own insurance. However, Long Qingxia's physical condition is so bad. How can Yunwu let him go? Just when Yunwu was about to refuse, Long Qingxia suddenly coughed a few times. He covered his lips with one hand. After a while, there were streaks of blood flowing out of his fingers. Cloud Dance quickly wiped off the blood on his mouth and hand with his sleeve, and asked anxiously, "What's the matter? How can you cough up blood?" Long Qingxia holds Yunwu's hand and blinks at Yunwu from an angle that Yao Keji can't see. Yunwu immediately understood what he meant. Refusing Yao Keji directly will inevitably cause his emotional rebound. Long Qingxia must have used some small means to pretend to cough up blood. Sure enough, the effect that Rulong Qingxia wanted was startled when Yao Keji saw that he coughed up blood. Young Xiaolong Si, what's the matter with you? But what's your injury or what's wrong with your body? Yao Keji is really a competent doctor. While he is talking to Long Qingxia very fast, he pulls up a medicine box from his feet, and plans to treat him. Long Qingxia said bitterly to Yao Keji, "When my little six was robbed, I fought with those people, but I still couldn't defeat them. In the end, little six was robbed by them." Alas, Cloud Dance listened to, can't help but side head to turn a white eye. Yao Keji said angrily, "Those people are really hateful. Young Xiaolong Si, I'm a doctor at least. Let me treat you." "Well, thank you, Dr. Yao. Don't call me the fourth Young Xia. Just call me the fourth Young Xia." Long Qingxia spontaneously reaches out his hand to feel Yao Keji's pulse. Looking honest and ordinary face, but always hanging a little bit out of place with a playful smile, that pair of black eyes, but also deep hidden who cannot understand the emotions. Yao Keji narrowed his eyes and frowned for a long time. At the end of the day, his face would wrinkle into orange peel. "Dragon 4, your injury is too serious. If you go on like this, don't mention the recovery of the injury. Even if you are injured, it's possible to kill you. Why didn't you come out again?" Long Qingxia really asked. "If I ask you to go back and wait a few years to find your daughter, Dr. Yao, would you like to?" Yao Keji was asked by Long Qingxia. At last, he couldn't answer anything but a long sigh. "Xiao Wu, you should take good care of your brother's health. I'll prescribe some medicine for you. You'll be here with your brother these days." Yunwu nodded and made no sound. Yao Keji almost understood the character of the brothers. Long Si looked very honest, but he was meticulous and considerate. This small five, looking at no ability but also a silent character. However, it was a little cold, but he really cared about his brother. Just now, when Dragon 4 vomited blood, Little Five's face changed. "Dr. Yao, Thank you for your trouble. Long Qingxia put down his sleeve and made a polite remark to Yao Keji. At this stage we need to help each other, so that we can find our relatives. Yao Keji said, taking out the bright moonflowers from the medicine basket, spreading them on the table and looking at them. Cloud Dance can see that for Yao Keji, this flower is not only a difficult medicine to collect, but also has other unusual significance. Yao Keji gently stroked those moonflowers, and the strength was like stroking his lover. Dragon 4, these bright moons are the key to enter that place. When your injury gets better, are you too willing to go with me to save your close relatives? Somehow, Yao Keji's tone made Yunwu feel a chill. It's like there is a cold spider silk, rooted in her heart, so disturbing. Long Qingxia holds Yunwu's hand and says to Yao Keji angrily, "That's natural. If it's not because of my injury, I want to settle this account with those people now." Yao Keji showed a satisfied smile, and was sincerely happy with Long Qingxia's attitude. On the other side, Little Stink, who has been walking through the mountains and forests all the way, doesn't cause much noise with its impersonal attitude. However, in order to enter the southern Warcraft forest, it is necessary to go through a town that is inserted at the entrance of the forest. At this time, the little guy could clearly feel the fluctuation when he used the fire element for several days in a row. All the way, except eating and drinking lessa, he didn't know how to get tired. It was called the excitement of a jerk. It's just when it's dirty, standing in the grass outside the town. Small Stink crooked head crooked brain staring at the entrance of the human in and out of the town. Round eyes straight around, seems to have concerns. Although this smelly boy looks like a fool, sometimes he is as smart as a beast. He has a natural sense of rejection and crisis towards human beings. What to do? White tender fat face, because in thinking like wrinkled into a ball, like a little adult. "Hey kid, what are you doing here?" But at this time, a rather pungent voice came from behind. Little Stink, who was still in deep thought, was startled. He turned his head and almost showed his nature. However, when he saw the man, he wanted to show his teeth and claws, which was hidden. He widened his lovely round eyes and stared at the people coming towards him. I saw that a girl in red was coming. She was very coquettish. Beside her, she was carrying a half-sized Warcraft with a dead dog. That Warcraft looks very docile, seems to have been tamed. However, this is not the reason why Stink suddenly calms down, but because of the girl's breath. It's not human, with a kind of Warcraft flavor. However, when the girl in red came near, her eyes narrowed when she saw the Little Stink, and the bottom of her eyes brushed with a touch of surprise. "Little thing, it seems that you are a new breed. How did you get out?" "What's new?" Small Stink smell speech, obviously don't understand. Slanting brain melon seeds continue to stare at her. Seeing this, the girl in red flashed an interesting streamer in her cold and pungent eyes. "If you sneak out, you must let a lot of people come to you again. Let's go. I'll take you back. You can't be caught by human beings like this. Otherwise you will suffer," the red girl said, and bent down to pick up the Little Stink. Then, she threw the Little Stink to the Warcraft beside her. Little Stink didn't open his mouth all the time. He only used his big round eyes to stare at the girl. Seeing that she took it into town, she grinned and showed off her frightening sharp teeth. It doesn't care where she takes it. As long as she can go to this place and find Mama, it's easy to say anything. The girl in red was a little startled when she saw her teeth. Originally thought that this little thing looks silly, should be harmless, but now it seems from the animal school experiment out of things, how can be harmless? It seems that after this town, she has to tie it up so that it won't run away or cause trouble on the way. On the other side, the night wind was blowing slowly, and the dragon and Cloud danced like this. They spent their first night in Yao Keji's cave. In the next few days, Yunwu thought that Long Qingxia was looking for medicinal materials, so he went out early and came back late, and brought some medicinal materials back every day. However, it was Hongling and Xiahongsh who were looking for it. The time of Cloud Dance is still spent on fighting with Warcraft, and exploring the cultivation of fighting with 7 series elements. Unfortunately, without Xianyuanguish's guide, Yunwu's exploration of the mixed battle of the 7 elements has become many times more difficult. While practicing, Yunwoo never gave up trying to establish contact with Chaos Hall and Hyo in Chaos Hall. However, nothing has been achieved. Every time at this time, Cloud Dance's mind will appear that huge stone gate with an ancient flavor. These few nights, she did not feel the attraction from the stone door. But she had a hunch that when she saw something behind the door, she might be able to get out of the present predicament. Yunwoo, with herbal medicine in her arms, was distracted as she walked and unconsciously returned to Yaokaji's cave. Little things, they don't look at the road when they walk. What are they thinking about? Long Qingxia takes the herbs from Yunwoo's arms and asks her in a low voice. Over the past few days, Long Qingxia's health has improved a lot. It's not because of Yaokaji's mediocre herbs, but because the pills made by Hyo began to work in Long Qingxia's body. Cloud Dance didn't answer Long Qingxia's words but asked, "Where's Mrs. Yao?" Long Qingxia pointed to the east and said, "He's going to get back the sun-dried moonflower. It seems that he's really in a hurry to save his daughter. It's no pity to have such a father." Long Qingxia holds Yunwoo in his arms and rubs her hair intimately with his chin. He says in a warm voice, "Although you don't have such a father, you have a husband. You don't need to envy anyone, eh?" Before Yunwoo came, he noticed someone at the door and pushed him away with his backhand. In the next second, Long Qingxia greets Yaokaji, who has just come from the side of the mountain wall, with a smile. "Dr. Yao, are all the moonflowers in the sun?" "Well, this is the most successful batch of moonflowers I've been basking in recently. It seems that God is urging us to save people as soon as possible." Yaokaji is holding a cloth bag in his hand. His movements are very cautious. He is more attentive than the appearance of gold. After several days together, Yunwoo has a deep understanding of how crazy Yaokaji is to save his daughter. At this time, it's no surprise that he can't say 3 words, and he returns to the matter of saving people. If there is a father like Yunlingi who doesn't look like his father, there will naturally be a father like Yaokaji who is crazy for his daughter. But is it good to be so crazy? Or Yaokaji gently put the bag of moonflowers on the table and patted off some dust on his body. He said eagerly to the dragon, "Dragon 4, you've been in good health recently. Why don't we have a try tonight?" In fact, Yaokaji said that Long Qingxia's body is much better. It's a bit of bullshit. Cloud Dance is very clear. Dragon Poor Evil now also can only say is no longer so weak, can appropriate activity just. Yaokaji simply beautified all the difficulties because he was anxious. What Dr. Yao said is that I'm also worried. In that case, let's act tonight. To Yunwoo's surprise, Long Qingxia agreed to Yaokaji's request. "Dragon brother, your health is not good, you can't go now." Cloud Dance frowns. With the eyes implies the dragon, "Hope he don't come." Now she can't get in touch with Chaos Hall and Hyo. The most powerful card in her hand can't be used, and her strength at this time is not sure of winning completely. If Long Qingxia has to go, once something happens tonight, they will become very dangerous. Long Qingxia rubbed Yunwoo's hair, with a familiar smile on his lips. "I know my body well. You can rest assured." In the past, such smile lines can really make Yunwoo feel at ease. But now see Dragon Qing Evil so smile. Cloud Dance just want to give him a fist. Let him old honest really on the bed to recuperate. "Xiaowu, your brother is also going to save Xiaolu, your sister. How can you stop him like this?" Yaokaji looked at Yunwoo with disapproval. His eyes of condemnation looked like Yunwoo gave the non-existent Xiaolu to the human traffickers. As for Yaokaji's words, Yunwoo frowned and his eyes flashed. "Dr. Yao, Xiaowu just cares about me, so don't say more. I'll accompany you to save people tonight. Don't worry at this time." Long Qingxia said that he would not allow others to scold Yunwoo. Acting is acting, but who dares to say Cloud Dance he won't agree? Yaokaji forced his jaw and didn't go on. In the evening, Yaokaji kept running out of the cave to see the sky. Until the middle of the moon, Yaokaji finally went back to the cave in awe. He divided the dried moonflowers into 3 parts and put them in 3 small cloth pockets. "Dragon 4, little 5, these bright moonflowers are good things that let you not be confused when you enter the door. You must not leave your body, you know." Long Qingxia and Yunwu take over the moonflowers and nod to Yao Kaji. But Dr. Yao, how do you know that moonflower can have such effect? Long Qingxia hits the cloth bag with bright moonflowers open and asks Yao Kaji. It was those people who left a sachet when they went in. After I opened the sachet, I didn't find any other clues, but I found these moonflowers. Later, when the door appeared, I used to stand in front of the door with a bright moonflower. As expected, I was not confused by the door. When Yao Kaji talked about it, his thin yellow face was obviously proud. Indeed, for a scholar like him, it's hard to have the courage to do experiments in person. In that case, let's go now. Long Qingxia tied the cloth bag to her belt, and then bent down to hang the cloud-dancing cloth bag on her waist. There was still disapproval in Yunwu's look. After Yao Kaji ran out, Yunwu grabbed Long Qingxia's clothes and forced him to stay. Long Qingxia, your body can't really take risks now. It's not sure whether you'll come back or not if you're in a rash way. Little thing, do you really think that husband is a person who doesn't know how to cherish his life? Long Qingxia raised his mouth, and a smile of some evil sycophant appeared on his face. He pinched Yunwu's worried face and said to her, there are many ways to protect yourself for your husband. If you really want to risk your life, how can you be willing to let you go with me? After hearing the story of Dragon, Yunwu wanted to say something else, but some of them didn't know what to say. Although Long Qingxia has never acted according to the principle of playing cards, he really always has such a life-sparing protection for her. But you. Long Qingxia lowers his head and kisses Yunwu on the cheek, grabs her wrist and goes out. Well, little thing, if you don't leave, you'll miss the time. At that time, Dr. Yao will drop a piece of dried bone into the beast's den. When we go back, we don't know if we can leave some meat residue. Cloud Dance was suddenly attacked by Dragon Qingxia, which made her face a little hot and almost kicked by conditioned reflex. Unfortunately, there is an anxious Dr. Yao outside. Yunwu has to take back the foot he wants to kick. The moon is high and the wind is black in the forest. You'll see the door open soon. Yao Kaji's voice is a little trembling. Yunwu sees light water vapor under his eyes, and there is also a kind of excitement that she can't understand. In the moonlight, the land outside the bushes was flat and clear. Yunwu looked at the land, his heart beat faster, and he always felt that he had seen the door. After waiting for a while, the moonlight slanted to the west, and some changes suddenly happened on the ground. Under the soil, it seems that there are countless hands pushing upward, sand and stones rolling down, and the ground bulging up a low ridge. Yao Kaji burst into tears. He stroked the spine with shaking hands and said in a hateful voice, I have studied for 4 years. For 4 years, I can finally get my daughter back. In the face of such Yao Kaji, Yunwu began to have some doubts. Is it really the right choice to go in with him? Thinking in this way, the cloud could not help looking at the dragon. Long Qingxia leaned over Cloud Dance's ear and said in a low voice, he knows more than he says. It's safer to follow him. The warm breath of Dragon Qingxia's breath is blowing Cloud Dance's ear. In such a cool night, it is inexplicably hot and dry. At this moment, the ridge in the soil was finally broken by the white stone, revealing the original appearance of the stone gate. Seeing this scene, there was more seriousness in Long Qingxia's relaxed expression. He clenched Yunwu's hand and told him seriously, little thing, after you go in, you should follow me closely and don't leave me, you know? Don't worry. Do you think I'll trust you to walk around alone? Cloud Dance rarely said such a sentence. In fact, knowing that he was worried that she would be controlled by the mysterious attraction behind the door, she nodded to him and agreed. As Yunwu saw for the first time, the stone gate completely bulged out of the ground and shook off a lot of soil. The huge door was like a big mouth of a faint beast, which made them crack a stiff and gloomy horror smile. Yao Kaji was the first to step in, followed by the dragon and Cloud Dance, hand in hand in the door. At the moment of entering, Yunwu shivered. She looked around warily, trying to find out the existence that made her feel deep fear. Long Qingxia has always been my hand. Naturally, I won't let go of this detail. He bowed his head to Cloud Dance and said, what do you feel? Those eyes. I feel them looking at me. When Yunwu spoke, She was afraid that she would be very scared in the past and this life. She scanned around uneasily, and the feeling of being watched made her feel very uncomfortable, as if her body had become transparent, and the other party could see through her skin and bones directly. Don't worry, I'm here. Dragon Qingxia tightly clenched the hand of Cloud Dance, and looked into the deepest part of the passage with his bright eyes. After 3 people entered the door, they found that there was a narrow passage behind it. There are oil lamps on the walls on both sides of the passage at intervals. The quality of the lamp oil is much better than that of Yao Keji's hut, and the passage is also illuminated brightly. It is because of these lights that they can see the creepy murals on the wall of the passage. Yunwu has seen many tragic and bloody scenes, but never thought that just some murals can make her feel numb. What are these murals? The one who can't stand Biyun dance is Yao Keji. He looked at the murals without blood on his face. His eyes looked like copper bells. It seemed that the next breath might fall out of his eyes. Seeing the mural, Long Qingxia frowned and then said, maybe it's the process of making those things. Those things. Yao Keji looks at everything in front of him, and his face turns pale. It seems that all these things in front of him are beyond the scope of impact that Yao Keji can accept. He looks at the monsters on the murals foolishly, and does not dare to imagine whether this is what happened in reality. The colorful frescoes depict the real hell with quite sophisticated brushwork. Broken human limbs, broken limbs of Warcraft everywhere, and those who are combined with Warcraft limbs are crying. People and wild animals were forced to join together to get the monster that let people take cold air. My daughter should not. When Yao Keji spoke, his breath was unsteady and his lips trembled. He didn't even dare to finish this sentence. Where there are murals like this, what kind of treatment will his daughter get? This kind of combination can only be done when there is certain strength. Ordinary people can't bear it at all, and they will die on the spot. Dr. Yao, isn't your daughter a young talent? This is very rare. They will not easily choose to lose a young talent of the child. Long Qingxia pushes Yao Keji's shoulder and leads him to the dark. With Long Qingxia's words, Yao Keji's mood stabilized a bit, and he kept muttering to himself all the way. Yes, it won't happen so easily, it won't. For Yao Keji's self-talk, Yunwu has some sympathy in her heart. While resisting the seemingly omnipresent gaze, she puts forward some problems in her heart to Long Qingxia. We're coming in, don't they know? Why didn't anyone stop us? Long Qingxia said with a mysterious smile. Dr. Yao, you have to answer this question. You. How do you know that I came in? Yao Keji looks at Long Qingxia in surprise. His spirit has been strained to a certain extent now. If Long Qingxia doesn't make it clear, he can't take Long Qingxia as one of those people. At that time, you verified the usage of the moonflower and knew that you could take the moonflower into the door. But you didn't tell us what happened later. Actually, you've been through this door once, haven't you? It's just that for some reason, you have to quit and wait for the right time to come in again and save your daughter. Long Qingxia walks behind Yao Keji's side with Yunwu and says his speculation casually. Why do you come in with me when you know I have something to hide from you? Yao Keji suddenly stopped, looking at the dragon with gloomy eyes. Long Qingxia said with a smile. Because I don't want to sun those moonflowers. It's too troublesome. Now that you know, help me to pave the way. Yao Keji's eyes are fierce. He presses his hand on his waist, draws out a dagger steeply and stabs the dragon without hesitation. But, in the next second, brush! A cold light passed by. A stab of pain hit Yao Keji's wrist, and the dagger fell directly, not even a piece of cloth of Long Qingxia's clothes. Yao Keji looks at the silver needle on his wrist. His eyes are gloomy and angry. Dragon Qing evil mouth slightly young, deep eyes, is the bloodthirsty evil spirit, looking at Yao Keji. If I'm not wrong, after entering this stone gate, if it's not from here, then if outsiders take this road, they need someone to sacrifice. The last time you came in, you didn't know how to escape death. This time, you brought us here to give you a chance to complete the life sacrifice. Right? These, the dragon inclines the heresy to rise, seem to see with one's own eyes. General Light smiled to say. One side of the cloud dance. The bottom of the eyes suddenly sink, a very cold brush. Although it's a little suspicious, but it's unexpected that Yao Keji's role in his father's aspect is quite capable of acting. It turned out that from the very beginning, I was trying to find them as paving stones. That's right. No one will die on this road. It's impossible. It's no use if you don't want to die now. As long as no one dies, the road will never end. With these words, Yao Keji looks at Yunwu again, with a very uncomfortable smile. Two people have to die to get through this road. This is what one of my healers told me. I can't live today, but you too. Cloud Dance, quite interested in Yao Keji, asked. Why can't I live? Haha, can't you see that? Dragon 4 is sure to kill me. Next, one more person will die. Only in this way can there be an exit. Do you think he will kill your useless brother or commit suicide? When Yao Keji talks, he laughs. There is some red silk in his eyes. He looks crazy. He is not normal. However, Yunwu held his chest in his hands and said to the dragon with a smile. Do you hear me? He said that you would either kill me or commit suicide. How do you choose? Is that an idiot question? Of course, no matter what the answer is, she won't allow Long Qingxie to follow her. She really lost her life in this ghost place. However, she just wanted to see how the man chose in this situation. However, Long Qingxie laughed. You little thing, you know how to make trouble for your husband, don't you? But don't worry. I don't have any other skills. I have a lot of skills to live. Come and kiss one. After that, he directly extended his long arm, took Yunwu into his arms, and gave Yunwu a kiss in front of Yao Keji. Cloud Dance frown. Instant dislike, like, lift hands of push open that man also want to come up with the mouth. Well, don't go too far. Yunwu really didn't expect that Long Qingxie, a man with such thick skin, would come to tease Yao Keji in front of her. At that time, he was depressed and speechless because he couldn't steal a chicken. As for Yao Keji, he didn't expect to see two men matched by brothers have such intimate behavior. He was silly at that time. You are not here to save my sister? After thinking about it for several rounds, Yao Keji finally realized that he might be the first one to be cheated, and his face was even more ugly. Long Qingxie glanced at him and said with a sneer, I have many sisters, but none of them can save me. Many sisters? Cloud Dance hears here. Eyebrow picked for a while. The line of sight in the dragon inclined evil to see one eye. To tell you the truth, he hasn't told her about the identity of the dragon. She only knows that the mysterious dragon Xiao, who is famous outside, is him. But that was all she knew. In fact, it is not so much that she cannot trust him, but rather that he has never really opened himself up. How can she give her complete trust? He wants mystery and she wants safety. You lied to me? You lied to me. Yao Keji is like a big angry dog, wandering around in the same place. Well, I don't care about you anymore, but you say that if you have a way, you can go there without death, and you should take me with you, otherwise, there will be no one behind to show you the way. Yao Keji's eyes are red, breathing, and his eyes are full of madness. You want to come with us? It's very simple. Put some blood on it. Dragon Qing Evil also didn't refuse, directly kicked the dagger that fell on the ground to Yao Keji, and told him indifferently. Yao Keji's suspicious eyes fell on Long Qingxie's face. He didn't know whether he should believe him or not. Dragon Qing Evil has no patience. Cold way. Don't bleed, leave life, oneself choose. I bleed, Yao Keji yelled in a hurry. He held a dagger on his arm for several times. Then he closed his eyes and gritted his teeth. He cut a wound on his forearm. He cried in pain, holding the bleeding wound to the dragon, and asked, What's next? Just go ahead and keep the blood dripping on the road. Long Qingxie points to the corridor where there is a bright lamp in front, but it's dark and dark. He tells us the solution. Yao Keji originally thought that he could stop bleeding in time, but he didn't expect to keep bleeding. But now he has difficulty riding a tiger, so he has to go on. After Yao Keji, Yunwu asks the dragon, How do you know the solution here? How else can I know? Someone told me, of course. Long Qingxie said the word Shangguan, in the shape of his mouth, but he didn't say it. It seemed that he didn't want to leave Shangguan's name in the corridor. His action, it's easy to evoke the feeling of Cloud Dance to the mysterious eyes. Cloud Dance subconsciously looked around, but at this time, really on a pair of glass bead-like eyes. Yunwu took a cool breath, subconsciously clenched her fist, almost crushed the bone of Long Qingxia's hand. She didn't scream or turn away from her eyes in fright. She was as proud as she was. Even in such a terrible time, she stared at those eyes and confronted each other. Dragon Qing evil hand of pain, about to see Cloud dance, eyes straight looking at the dark depths. His eyes were totally different from those when Yunwu was controlled. He saw the chill in Yunwu's eyes and seemed to understand that Yunwu was fighting with something he could not see or even feel. Don't you follow? Yao Keji walked in front of him. When he looked back, he found that both of them had stopped, so he stopped cautiously. It is obvious that Long Qingxia knows a lot about this channel, especially the way to crack this channel. He has to rely on each other, and he really does not dare to leave too far. Shut up. Long Qingxia rebuked Yao Keji in a cold voice. He watched the cloud dance attentively, for fear that if one didn't pay attention, she would have an accident. And with that pair of eyes of cloud dance, the heart is set off numerous waves. Just when Yunwu's self-conscious spirit was about to be unable to support, the glass eyes suddenly flashed, like the stars hidden in the night sky, disappeared in the depths of the dark corridor. Cloud dance suddenly lost the goal of confrontation. The whole person is like a tug of war. The other party let go first, unable to find the center of gravity of the backward past. Little thing. Dragon Qing evil eyes quickly caught her. This just from Cloud dance, temporarily distracted, fell on his back. Yunwu holds the hand of Dragon Qingxia, and her vision is still inseparable from the depth of the corridor. She urges, "Go hurry, let's go." Little thing, what do you see? Long Qingxia has a strong uneasiness about the appearance of Cloud dance. With the dragon's words, the corridor suddenly quieted down. In addition to the sound of blood dripping on Yao Keji's arm, there was only the voice of Yunwu's emotional panting. At the far end of the corridor, the two voices came back together and mixed together to form some strange rhythm. What I see is what I don't want to see in my life. Cloud dance looked at the dragon and said, "It's too late, go quickly." Good. Long Qingxia saw the clear look of Cloud dance's eyes, and there was no delay immediately. With Yao Keji's blood, they really got out of the corridor that seemed to never end. After stepping out of the corridor, both Yao Keji and Long Qingxia were surprised at the sight. There is no hell like the mural, and there are not many prisoners and guards. In front of them was a beautiful valley full of flowers. Yao Keji didn't have time to enjoy such a relaxing scenery. He bled all the way and was busy shaking his hands to stop bleeding. Cloud dance asked the dragon, "We didn't get to the distance across the mountainside. Where is this?" Little thing, look carefully with your eyes. Everything in front of you is not as simple as you see. Cloud dance smells speech, according to the dragon said, "Close your eyes, with the spiritual power to perceive everything in front of you and around you." The spiritual power spreads around with ripples, like a lake wrinkled by the spring wind, rippling in circles. As the spiritual power of Cloud dance comes into contact with those colorful scenes, a shocking scene begins to appear in Cloud dance's mind. Those colorful flowers, branches of lush green trees, even in the blink of an eye into still with flesh and blood moory bones, and the lush grass, also from the rich green, into a sticky red. Those grass, unexpectedly all melt into a thick dark red plasma. The spiritual power was quickly recovered by the Cloud dance like a waterspout. She opened her eyes and looked at the lush and beautiful picture in front of her. Her whole body was cool from the skin to the bone marrow. What a terrible illusion. When Yunwu closed his eyes, he always felt that the picture he had just felt was still in front of his eyes. Long Qingxia said, "Yes, who can take precautions against such a cluster of flowers and trees? When we really enter the Blood Sea and Corpse Mountain, the resentment of those warcraft before and after death will be enough to affect our mind and make us become the victims of killing each other." Yao Keji didn't know what they were talking about, but he also understood that there was something wrong with the flowers in front of him, even terrible. He immediately stepped back and didn't dare to touch the flowers. "Dr. Yao, you don't even know here?" Long Qingxia examined Yao Keji and said to him, You don't seem to have any value in leading the way, do you? I beg you, I know some of the way back, really, I really know. Yao Kaji trembled violently, and almost reached the ground on all fours to the foot of Long Qingxia, pleading with him. Long Qingxia glared at Yao Kaji's humble pleading, his eyelids moved and finally said to him, "For your daughter's sake, I'll take you with me. You'd better not play tricks on me." I know. Yao Kaji fell to the ground as if he had been granted amnesty and asked Dragon, "There's something wrong with the flowers. How can we get there?" In fact, he was worried that he would be bloodletting this time. According to this consumption, he can't see his daughter at all, so he has to go to hell first. Cloud Dance looked at the sea of flowers for a long time and said calmly, "Since it's something in the way, it's okay to burn it." "Little thing, you'd better burn it." Long Qingxia habitually leans on the Cloud Dance and presses the Thai body on the Cloud Dance. When he is injured, it is always like this, so that even the Cloud Dance doesn't realize it. For them now, this posture is too ambiguous. This no fire, how to burn it? Yao Kaji looked at the two broken sleeves foolishly and didn't know what to do next. Yunwu glanced at him but didn't say much. As soon as the palm of her hand turned, a fire element condensed into a fire whip and jumped into shape in her hand. Then, as soon as she raised her hand, she directly threw the fire whip forward. A few whips down, the enchanting flower Haiden became a sea of fire all over the mountains. In this place, ordinary fire can't help this illusion, but the cloud dancing fire is more special. It is the original fire that has been used before. After many times fusing with her fire elements, it forms the result of variant fire elements. Burning the illusion of this area should not be a problem. In the raging fire, there are countless wild animals roaring and wailing, flowers withering and withering, bones showing their true faces. When the withered bones all over the ground appeared ferociously, a winged bird with only white bones came from afar. On the spine of the winged bird sat a man in black and a mask. Because of the distance, Yunwu could not see clearly what the totem on his mask was. The man on the winged bird stood up, raised his hand and made a virtual stroke in the air, which just happened to be the range of withered bones all over the ground. "How dare you set fire to the Valley of Beasts? Do you really think that if you can pass the gate of death, you are qualified to show off here?" That person tone is very arrogant. In his opinion, maybe they are just ants. It's just a dead door. It's a cover-up. I just want to stop others. I don't think the beast gate is very good. As soon as the cloud dance hands turned over, a thin sword came out, and his feet moved. He immediately stood in front of the dragon's evil body, and his posture of defending was not clear. Yao Kaji was looking at them, looking around with his eyes. He didn't know what he was looking for. The man on the winged bird said angrily, "How dare you talk to me like this?" Long Qingxia hissed, and yelled to the man, "Jade Snake, she dares to fight. Are you afraid?" Before he spoke, the man on the winged bird nearly fell down with a stagger. Have you ever dealt with Jade Snake?" Long Qingxia listened to his voice and raised his mouth slightly with hidden fear. If people in this place look down upon them in this way, the people who are sent to deliver the message must be more humble. Think about it. Jade Snake has the qualification to bark twice in front of Nangong Yi. It's better than this microphone. Yes, and I'm standing here intact, but Jade Snake can't come back. Yunwu didn't expect that Long Qingxia would cheat people like this. He was also convinced and had to accompany him to play. The man on the winged bird hesitated and finally manipulated the white-bone winged bird to fly back to the original road quickly. Yunwu turned around and said to the dragon, "Don't you mean to make them more alert?" "That's just right. It's better that all the powerful characters get together, and we don't have to look for them one by one." The dead bones on the ground were all burnt to a dark color, one by one shining like polished black iron sticks. "Where's Yao Kaji?" Yunwu looks for the route through these dead bones. When she goes to find Yao Kaji, she finds that he's gone. "Run away." Long Qingxia shrugs his shoulders, a posture that he has nothing to do with me. He's crazy, isn't he? Yunwu can't understand what Yao Kaji is doing. Dragon Qingxia grabs the hand of Cloud Dance and goes through the terrible dead land together. There was a burning smell in the air. Long Qingxia said, "A doctor who can cheat others to die, who can say he is not crazy?" Cloud Dance was silent for a moment, shrugged and said indifferently, I hope he is lucky and can find his daughter. That's what I said, but Yunwu and Longqingxi are very clear that the people of the Beast Gate must hide the stolen child in a secret place. It's impossible to find a child in this outer boundary. Just after they passed through the dead bone field safely, 3 big white bone-winged birds flew towards them side by side. Longqingxi Tut said, the speed is quite fast, not much worse than the living winged birds. You still have the heart to say this, go. Cloud Dance pulled Dragon Qing evil sleeve, directly took him to the dry bone ground is facing the cave rushed in. If you put it in peacetime, Yunwu would never have such a scurry. But today, Longqingxi doesn't know which way to go mad. When the enemy is strong and the enemy is weak, he still takes the initiative to provoke the other side. Little thing it's not. Longqingxi raised his eyes and saw a few big characters above the cave. He wanted to pull Yunwu back. But unexpectedly, under the habitual force of rushing forward, he was taken into the cave by Yunwu. At the moment when the 2 figures completely disappeared into the cave entrance, something was thrown out of the sleeve of Dragon Qingxia and fell on the scorched ground silently. After entering the cave, Yunwu found that there was something strange in it. The biggest problem is that it's as cold as ice. Longqingxia, what did you say about it? Cloud Dance remembers the half-sentence that Dragon Qingxia didn't finish, and has a bad premonition in her heart. You can't get in here. With the sound of cha, in Longqingxia's hand, a small torch lit up, but Yunwu found that the bright fire could only light up the square inch in front of their toes. The light, like being swallowed by the darkness around, has no trace. Longqingxia, what is this place? Cloud Dance also lit a flame in the palm of his hand, which was a little bigger than the torch in the hand of Dragon Qingxia. In fact, it was not much different. Don't want to waste power, Cloud Dance palm in a flash, put out the flame in the hand. Longqingxia pursed his lips and looked at the Cloud Dance. With a headache he said, the dead cave, the person who intrudes by mistake will surely die. How did he tell you so much that little time that day? Longqingxia doesn't mention the name of that person, and Yunwu only uses he cautiously. However, she really can't think of any chance that day for these 2 people to say so many things. However, for the curiosity of Cloud Dance, Dragon Qingxia just a ran smile. I'll let you know when I finish the task entrusted by him. Seeing that the dragon was not worried at all, Yunwu asked, so, do you have a way out of here? Come with me. I'm reluctant to kill you. Longqingxia and Yunwu sneak all the way to the depth of the dead hole, by the light of the fire with extremely low visibility. Outside the entrance of the dead hole, 3 big white-winged birds stay in the air, looking down at the black hole. There's no doubt that these 2 people will die. They will rush into the den of death in a hurry. They are really looking for the door to die. A tall and thin man with white hair and black clothes and a mask laughed coldly. The voice of his voice should be an old man named Longzhong. The other 2 people on the white bone-winged bird also laughed with laughter. They really didn't laugh at the stupid things done by the 2 unknown invaders. They were sorry for them. A smaller winged bird flew towards them. Besides the person who had talked to them before, there was another person on the winged bird. Yao Kaji. Just as Yunwu and Longqingxi expected, the guy who escaped secretly was caught because he couldn't do anything. Elder, this is the hateful person who brought those 2 people in. The masked man sitting with Yao Kaji bowed respectfully to the elder's luggage. It seems that the other party's status should be very high. The man on the white bone-winged bird beside said coldly, is that him? Send it to feed Warcraft. No one on the other 2 white bone-winged birds had any opinions. Naturally, the people who captured Yao Kaji were happy to follow orders. When Yao Kaji heard that he was going to become the fodder for feeding Warcraft, he was immediately disillusioned. Thinking of his daughter crying for help when she was robbed by these people, Yao Kaji knelt down to the elder. Elder, the people who forced me to lead the way here are not ordinary people. Don't despise them. Besides, I have a way to deal with them. I can help you. As long as he can save his daughter, he doesn't care if he will kill more people. That you're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.